I never know when.
Who is the
That's
new
why
guy?
I like doing those like 3, 2, 1 thingies, and of course it says it's not available. Let's try that again. This happens all the time.
We got a little.
But then it
timer.
says excellent connection.
So guys, if you check your channel, you'll
Nope.
see like right now you'll be live.
No, we're live.
Are we live?
Yeah, my thing is saying not working,
Nope,
but
we're live.
we are live. Hopefully
people.
we get some people viewing on all channels. Welcome back, guys, to the Drinking Buddies with myself, Rob from Rob's Home Bar. We got David, Booze on the Rocks. We've got Joel through the Mixing Glass and Vino from 60 Second Cocktails. I see here we got Philly.
Yep. Hey, Philly.
Philly
Great
in
to
the
have you here.
house.
All right, so tonight we're doing Halloween cocktails. I wish we had like a spookier set. I got some spooky designs here on the restream, but I was hoping for like, I was gonna wear my pirate costume. I wore it today. We were out with the family at the local like pumpkin patch with some activities. Hey, Damo, how's it going? But
yes,
I did like a custom pirate costume. It's pretty epic actually, but wearing it all day, I'm like, I don't want to wear that while I'm. Plus, it dangles a lot, right? I'd be knocking glasses over and stuff.
Well, I was gonna wear.
Anne is in the house.
Anne is in the house. Hey, Anne, how's it going? Oh, what's Tim doing here? I thought he had like a haircut and he's getting his teeth pulled and he had like
Tim, I thought you were getting
tracheotomy.
Happy
Halloween! All right, we got some folks in.
Thank you for doing that because I needed it. Out of the way is in the house. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
So as we mentioned, guys, we are doing Halloween cocktails. We prepared a bunch for you guys, and we've got some cocktail cards this time, which will have the recipe on. I will make that PDF available to download after, but for now, you just follow us along, and we're going to go through our. Tim's got bleeding gums.
Poor Tim.
We're going to each make a variety of cocktails, and afterwards, who knows? Maybe we'll get some recommendations from the audience. One I got this skull glass, and
AG is in the house. What's up, AG?
Who's AG? How's it
That's
going?
my man from San Francisco. We're really from the Bronx, though. He's fellow Bronxite.
And so this is not one of my planned cocktails, but I want the audience to tell me what is going in the skull glass.
151.
Yeah,
just fill it to the rim.
Fill it to the rim. I'll come to your funeral.
Oh, good Lord.
Grave, all that good stuff.
All right,
Tim.
Welcome to the 6th ever Drinking Buddies, and today we
got Nick D up in the house.
Nick D. It's weird, we got a bunch of people in the chat, and I don't know, that's a lot of paired, but on my screen it's saying I have no viewers. I wonder if there's none from my channel. It makes me kind of sad. We got Cam. I know Cam is a subscriber. Thanks, Cam.
Oh, we got Cesar in the house. What's up, Cam?
Hello, Caesar. So let's actually do our introduction. So for everybody that's here.
Yeah, we should definitely do that.
Didn't we do that though?
No, you didn't. Vino kept talking over everybody. So
thanks, Dave.
You're welcome, Vino. This is our 6th ever Drinking Buddies live stream with myself, David Edwards, Rob from Rob's Home Bar, Vino from 60 Second Cocktails, and I got it right this time, Vino. And today we have Joel from Through the Mixing Glass as our special invitee guest. Joel, thank you for coming. Everybody else?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I've been a fan of all your channels for a while now, so it's an honor to be on the Drinking Buddies with you guys.
Yeah, and guys, if you're following us for a while, make sure you go over to Joel's channel Through the Mixing Glass. Give him a subscribe. We're happy to have him here. And who wants to jump right in? Who's going with the first drink?
Well, I think I want to just make sure we acknowledge everybody else. Peter is in the house. I mean, yes. Peter is in the house.
Is Peter here?
Yes,
Peter. Guys, it's like 3 a.m. for Peter. So, and this guy
we got to acknowledge Peter.
Well, Damo is pretty close too.
Yeah, Damo. Yeah, what time is it for you, Damo? I guess you're pretty much across the world too. But Peter is just the trooper, man. He's always here.
Yep, absolutely. Cam and Teresa are here as well. No.
What's that?
Do you guys hear a little reverb? Somebody else's.
Is your wife yelling at you?
Oh no! You know what? Stupid me. It's my phone.
Who's going off?
Oops.
All right, so what I'll do is I will kick this off with our standard cocktail. Let me just grab my recipe book because my brain.
Which one are you doing?
I'm going to start with the Devil's Cut, which is one of my latest videos on the channel. And this is really good because we're going to start this off with, I got to trim my knob. We need 2 slices.
My kind of drink.
You guys are following along. I've got the recipe there for you.
Okay. And what we'll do is we'll just muddle this in a little bit. You're going to grab your favorite bourbon. I'm using a little bit of Old Forester, which is the same that I used in the show. You need 2 ounces.
And what is
for the rest of the world?
People in the audience, what is your favorite bourbon?
Put in the chat.
And would you use it in this recipe?
All of them. All of them are my favorites. You need a little bit of lemon juice and a little bit of orange juice. So,
a little bit.
Miss Baldwin is in the house. Hello, Amanda.
She finally got the kids to sleep.
So you need about half an ounce.
One of them was giving us a hard
need a total of 1 ounce of lemon
the little
juice,
guy.
to be specific. So depending on what you got going on. And
thanks, Anne. We've got nice graphics this time around. I'm quite proud of this one.
Hey, Dave, how much is ginger in Canada these days?
I don't know. I didn't buy it. My wife did.
Stole it?
It's not expensive.
Actually, ginger's not bad. The lemons are getting pretty rough. Everything else is getting pretty rough. Again, I'm using some mandarins because it's what I have. Use your favorite orange. You know what? Get it out of a bottle if you want to. It's actually probably cheaper.
Nick D saying he loves Knob Creek. I don't think I've tried Knob Creek.
Knob Creek's good.
That's the first bourbon I started drinking many moons ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still.
I
keep this one in honor of Vino.
The bullet.
So this is the 10-year though. I don't
know. That one hits right here, brother.
The 10 is good. So then what you'll do is you'll just use the most important thing, which is Canadian maple syrup.
That is important.
Christine, hello, Christine.
Christine, Gnome's here.
Gnome, what up, Gnome?
We got a hell of a crew.
We got a great
crew. Yeah. Oh.
Give us a bit of a shake.
Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up, like button, all right, folks?
Give it a flip right by the laptop. Not a great idea. And shake it with a smile.
Fraser says a cinnamon crunch is rum chata and fireball whiskey.
What's that?
Cesar says cinnamon crunch is rum chata and fireball whiskey. We'll keep that one in mind for later.
Fireball.
I would drink that. That sounds really good.
It sounds like dessert. It sounds like dessert.
The Devil's Cut.
The Devil's Cut. Yummy.
Absolutely fantastic cocktail. The bourbon is there. It's nice. It's strong, but it's not overpowering. The orange juice and the maple syrup give you a ton of flavor, and they lift that lemon juice. It's kind of like a bit of a citrusy sour, except you get some really good earthy notes from the maple syrup that work really good with the spice, and the ginger just gives you that extra little hint. It works perfectly with this bourbon. The Devil's Cut, everyone.
Oh, Eliam's in the house.
Good crew. Love it.
I think we gotta get the new guy to make his drink now. Let's go. Come on, Joel.
Joel,
the Avengers is here.
Let's do it.
Initiate the new guy.
I'm gonna go with. So this drink that I'm gonna make first is called the Strange Ways Daiquiri.
Oh, I gotta get
It felt Halloween adjacent to me. Certainly the word strange ways made me think of Stranger Things, and that's obviously a spooky show. So we'll get started with that. And I'll get my shaker here. I've never made drinks from a seated position like this before. How that goes. First up, the recipe calls for 6 drops of absinthe. I'm just going to go with like a spritz of it from this atomizer.
Oh, I don't think I got the absinthe on the card here. You're doing the Strange Ways daiquiri?
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Looks like there may have been a little bit of a discrepancy. So apologies.
We'll add it to it. No worries. We'll add it to it.
Hey, Joel, you're crackling a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, we've got half an ounce of blackberry. Oh, okay. Hold on. Whoa,
I think you're doing the wrong recipe here.
I was looking at the wrong recipe.
Let's go with that one. That one's the.
Welcome to the live stream. I'm going to save that.
There we go. There we go. I think you got it here. That's the storming Area 51.
Yeah. I'll keep going with that one then. In that case,
you keep doing that one.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
We haven't even started
Next
yet. Everyone's wasted.
Got half an ounce of blackberry syrup.
Blackberry syrup.
You can buy that. The Blackberry Real is like a brand that you can buy on Amazon or whatever, but I just made my own. It's pretty easy. I'm sure that you, our fellow Canadians, know what it's like to have to make their own blackberry syrup.
When I made my
blackberries are awesome.
Yeah,
I made I found when I made the berry liqueurs, I made the raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, blackberry. Blackberry was the least flavorful. Like blackberries are great, but when you make it into a liqueur, the syrup was even good. But when you make it into a liqueur, it just tastes like fruity. You can't really pick out blackberry.
Yeah, I felt the same way when I tasted it the other day. My thought was, this is not as flavorful as I would expect it to be, considering it's like a fresh fruit syrup that I just made on my own. So anyway, so that was a quarter ounce of orgeat. Now I'm going in with half an ounce of cinnamon syrup. Next up, we need an ounce of lemon juice.
I think this is Joel's Halloween voice, right? Is this what this is? He went all in.
Is my audio? I can't.
It's choppy a bit, so
you're crackling and lagging.
Sorry about that.
We'll make your drink, and then afterwards we'll try to figure that out.
I gather that 151 proof rum is kind of a bit on this channel. It's like a recurring thing. So I felt like
it was David's thing for a while.
It's just David's bit. It's just David's bit, not ours.
Half of it, which is pretty gutsy.
I want to be able to make it up the stairs today. I make sure to eat.
Let me grab some ice real quick.
All the ingredients sound good, Joel.
It does, yeah.
Now, I really like blackberries, and I find they usually go really good with a rum, and they'll work really good with a vodka, and they'll actually work good in the right type of whiskey. Again, what does everybody else on the channel think?
I mean, recently made some blueberry cocktails, and then blueberry was more flavorful than the blackberry, but still a very delicate flavor. So oddly enough, when I made my video where I made some couple blueberry cocktails, the one with vodka was the best. And I think that's because the vodka being a neutral spirit was not hindering that blueberry flavor. Anything else would have overpowered it if it was a gin or a rum.
All right. So this is the Storming Area 151. Love the color with that blackberry syrup. Even if it doesn't have much flavor, it's still gonna obviously it makes it look really cool. So cheers.
And it's gonna give it a sweetness.
Oh, that is like the knobs on that are dialed to 10 in every category.
Oh yeah, it's gonna kill you.
It's super sugary. It's got like all of the different flavor components. It's got that you want in kind of like a tiki drink. It's got the cinnamon, the orgeat. It's got that berry taste as well. This is really good. I dig this.
It sounds good.
And has an allergy to blackberries. And poor
no.
Well, in that case, go with a raspberry
or grenadine. Grenadine would work just as good, probably.
Yeah. Well, homemade grenadine, because the rose is crap, which it serves a purpose.
Speaking of Anne, I'm gonna do my cocktail, and this cocktail, it was actually, I got this one from Anne's live stream that she did last week, but I riffed on it a little bit. So, and it was actually made by David from Cocktail Fridays. He made a riff on the Blood and Sand. He called it the Blood and Sea.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of the Blood and Sand. I think it's an only okay cocktail, even though it's super popular. But it uses the version he made uses Smith and Cross. So I'm like, all right, I got to give it a shot.
Smith and Cross, best rum.
There you go. Now he used orange juice and apparently the
Yeah.
cocktail, yeah, baby,
represent. Let's get a sponsorship going.
Drinking Buddies, sponsored to you by, brought to you by. So anyway, so look, he used orange juice in it, and I think it was still only okay. I think orange juice is the problem. So I'm gonna switch it up and use pineapple juice because pineapple juice and rum they work so good together. So we're gonna go 3/4 an ounce of Smith and Cross.
So you still have orange juice here on the card, but you're using
pineapple juice, right? That was audible.
What I've done in the past with a blood and sand riff is, even though it kind of kills the whole equal parts thing, but is split the orange juice with orange juice and lemon juice, and that gives you a bit more acidity, and I find it makes a more balanced drink.
Oh, we'll see how this works out. 3/4 an ounce of cherry hearing.
Ooh,
hey, you know I'm a big sucker for pineapple juice. So
I feel like
an ounce of pineapple
you're
juice.
also a fan of the cherry hearing too. I remember you saying that.
Oh yeah, I love cherry hearing. That's why I thought I would love the blood and sand. I just it's only okay. It's an only okay cocktail. I really don't understand why it's so popular.
It depends on the scotch that you use. It really does. A lot of people will use Monkey Shoulders, your standard blended mixing scotch. However, you could use something that's a little softer, and you'll actually change the flavor slightly. But again, it's everybody's personal preference.
Okay, so that was 3/4 an ounce of sweet vermouth.
Sweet vermouth. Hello from Chicago, Caesar.
Hello, Caesar.
Oh, that smell of Smith and Cross.
Smith and Cross is so good. Yeah, and I missed your live. I'm gonna have to go check it out. I was planning to watch it, and then that night the kids were just crazy, and I fell asleep at like 8 o'clock.
All right, let's see what we got, folks. Little blood and sea.
Blood and sea.
I want to be able to see his drink there, Rob.
Yeah.
Use your imagination, Dave.
It'll be red and it'll be wavy and splashy when you pour it in.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Blood and sea. And this is for you, Ann and David. I know you're not on the stream, but cheers to you guys. Cheers,
awesome.
fellas.
It's a good looking drink.
It looks nice and red.
I think the pineapple definitely helps it, but there is something about this cocktail just doesn't pop.
I think it's the acidity. A little
bit of lime.
Go lemon.
You might need some lime juice.
It does. It needs that. I agree. It needs some acidity.
That's why I do equal parts of everything, but the orange portion I do half orange, half lemon. So I bump it up to instead of 3/4 ounce of everything, I do 1 ounce of everything, and then the orange I'll do half ounce orange, half ounce lemon.
So we can do the split.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, it's not a bad cocktail.
I mean, 3/4.
It's fine. It's 6.5, 7 out of 10 maybe.
I mean,
it could be better.
Blood and Sand is one of the first different cocktails that I ever made myself. Like, what I mean by different is like not the mainstream cocktails, like an old fashioned Manhattan. It's the first one I kind of ventured off, and I've always really liked it. I get what you mean that it's not super balanced. But it's I've always enjoyed it.
It seems like it's one of those cocktails, no margin for error. Like, you have to use fresh juice. You have to use the best possible ingredients for it, because it's so finicky that if you get something a little bit wrong, it's just not going to work.
But I find, even I think the original reason it's called Blood and Sand is I think they were using, I could be wrong on this, but I think they were using blood oranges, and I find blood oranges are too sweet for it. They're even less acidic than the regular oranges.
Is that right? I think it was the Desin, right? And where did he say it was created? I think the Desin or whatever it is in California.
Tim, blood oranges, they're usually in season January, February. So look in your grocery stores this coming January, you might find them.
Through April.
Because I remember the 2020 when I started the channel in 2020. I was doing a blood and sand around Halloween, and I wanted blood oranges, nowhere to be found.
Were you able to find the sand at least?
Had to go to the beach. It's cold here. But
what are you talking about?
Hey, PJ's in the house.
PJ.
Yeah,
he was just in Canada. Look at that.
What up, PJ?
Flying from Canada.
We're in Canada, as a matter of fact.
I think the plane is lost. Where in Canada? Where were you?
Roberto?
He was in Toronto, actually.
In Toronto.
That's
Tirana.
what he was?
Yeah, I believe so. Hey, guys.
Roberto.
I'm having
All
some
right.
issues, so bear with me.
So let me get my card going. So I'm going to do a riff that I came up with last year. And it's basically, well, I just passed it here on the cards. Oh, is it not there? Why is it not there? Con.
Because you didn't put it in, you were thinking about everybody else.
I was thinking of everyone else. No, maybe just not in order. Oh my God, it's not there.
Ghost Story. 1 ounce of bourbon.
Okay, so it's the Dark and Bloody. So it's a riff off of the Dark and Stormy. So we're basically going to build it. We're going to use rum, but I'm going to use a mix of Smith & Cross, of course, and spiced rum to give it a bit of spice. We're going to do a little bit of cinnamon syrup, and then instead of ginger beer, we're going to use strawberry soda. That gives it that bloody look.
Oh, nice. That sounds good.
Building is directly in a Collins glass. So let me just fill that with some ice.
Yeah, real quickly, guys. Hey, AG, for that Ghost Story recipe, AG, did you mean a quarter ounce of Nonio? Just verify that. That actually looks like a pretty good cocktail.
Yep.
I missed that.
Yeah, AG, just verify that it's a quarter ounce of Nonio.
No, that sounds like Nocino, the walnut liqueur.
Yeah, there's Nonino is an Amaro, but then there's Nocino.
No, I know what that is.
I
I don't have Nocino. I just wanted to make sure. All right.
Okay.
I wonder if I could just use amaretto instead. I mean, just to get the nutty flavor.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Could,
it's a
but
lot different.
no, but
It's gonna taste different. I know. Oh wait,
It'll be
it's
different.
hazelnut. Is Nocino hazelnut? You said?
No, it's walnut.
It's walnut.
Walnut.
Okay.
You could do
It's
a
a
Frangelico, which is.
I have
which is
Frangelico.
hazelnut.
I might just try that. That sounds really
Yeah, that's
good.
cream though. I don't think Nocino
No, it's
is
not.
cream.
No,
Is it
No,
cream?
no, Frangelico's not cream.
It's not
No, it's
cream.
not.
No.
Nope.
Oh, I
It's a
always
nice-
get that confused with that Amarula thing.
That's Amarula and
Yeah.
rum chata and Bailey's.
I don't like those. Okay, so we got a glass full of ice. We're going to do an ounce of good old Smith & Cross.
Smith & Cross, everybody.
Let's get that sponsorship. Hold up your
Brought
bottle.
to you by.
Yo, guys, what if the Smith & Cross company said, we want to sponsor all 4 of you, but you have
That'd
to
be
split it
fantastic.
4 ways? Would you guys be down? I'd be down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. They
It's
have
better than nothing,
I don't want
right?
to split a bottle 4 ways. I'll split the money 4 ways.
Yeah, they can send us a case and we'll split the case 4 ways.
That we could do.
Yes.
Dave, have you used it yet? Have you cracked it open yet?
You see, I still have this bottle here that needs to be opened. I was very, very lucky. I haven't been able to get one of these yet. Rob got his hand on a couple of these and sent me one. Rob, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And I'm
I told him
waiting
what
for
drink to make first.
Well, I need
But you should
to
just try it. Put it in a Glencairn and try it out like that. Okay, so we did an ounce of Smith & Cross. We did an ounce of spiced rum. The spiced rum I used is Shipwreck. I was able to get my hands on Shipwreck spiced rum.
Oh, nice.
And now we're going to do a quarter ounce, just a quarter. I don't like things too sweet. So a quarter ounce of cinnamon syrup. That's going to give a little more spice. We're going to do half an ounce. Oh, almost spilled my syrup. Half an ounce of lime. And then I was going to get the bloody. I've got here a crush. We're able to find crushed strawberry soda. Last time I used the Jarritos strawberry. As long as it's red, it's going to look good.
Hey, Eliam, how come next year you can try Smith & Cross? Is it being imported to Colombia next year? It's going to be a game changer for you, my friend. That stuff is the bomb.
All right.
Ooh.
We got a nice Halloweeny straw here.
Ooh,
we got? We're
okay.
Pretty.
Garnish with a lime.
Absolutely.
And here it is. Dark and bloody. Cheers.
But how does it taste?
It's right off the bat. If you're using Smith & Cross, that's the first flavor you get, and it's fantastic. Yep. After that, you get all the spices from the spice rum and the cinnamon, and then it's just the refreshing strawberry. I mean, I do like Dark and Stormies for the spicy ginger beer. So that, I wish I had like a strawberry ginger soda. That'd be pretty fantastic. But either way, this is a great one.
Sounds
now
good.
you put ginger syrup in there, right? Do you get any of that, or is it just kind of?
No, I put cinnamon syrup.
Yeah.
Oh, cinnamon. My bad. My bad.
Not ginger.
Okay.
So it sounds good.
You know what?
Hey
I've
guys,
tried.
so Eliam's moving to Canada.
Awesome.
Oh,
You picked
He's
the
gonna
right
be
place
there
to
for
go.
half a year, and then he's gonna move to Europe. Wow.
Nice. Well, the only place you can get Smith and Cross in Canada seems to be Alberta. Luckily, they can ship it. So, you guys ever discuss flat Earth?
You guys up for a little flat earthing?
All right, let's do it. Let's discuss some flat Earth. So
I'm on like cocktail number 6 for the day. So hell yeah, let's talk flat Earth.
All right, so who's on team this and who's on team this?
When you go up high enough, it looks round. That's all that matters.
All right, Dave, your turn now, brother. You're in your rotation.
But I haven't finished my drink. Oh, I'll put that right here. I'll put that off to the side.
Vino, do we have any trivia?
Take your time, folks. Take your time. Oh, let me actually. Oh, I do. I have some Halloween.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was going to say, are you letting us down with trivia?
Okay. What was the original name of the Halloween called?
Guys, do we have ourselves a little troll here?
Do we?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
Oh yeah, you do, brother.
Offering 3-bit Bitcoin, eh?
For one globe proof. Okay, so my first question while Vino's trying to learn how to read his cue cards or get them in order. Where does Halloween come from?
Like the word or the tradition?
The tradition.
It's like a pagan ritual, right?
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean,
okay, so we have Ilya says All Hell's Eve.
I'm not trolling.
He's not trolling. He likes it.
Well, cheers to you.
I always need help. Mentally, physically, all of the above.
Transylvania.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on right now? Did Dave take my quiz show?
No, I was while you were waiting. I asked a question.
All right, so did anyone answer it?
Yeah, actually, I've seen 2 for Ilya's for.
It's All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve, Ireland. But where does All Hallows Eve come from? The feast of Sam Hain.
The feast of whom?
Sam Hain.
Who the heck is that?
Who's that guy?
It's Ireland. It's kind of like the Feast of the Dead, when the veil grows thin and the spirits can walk across.
Oh.
In fact, they used to peel potatoes and turnips as jack-o'-lanterns before pumpkins.
Oh.
If anyone gets this answer, to be awesome. Ready? So the mask that Michael Myers wears in Halloween. What is that an actual mask of? You guys, no, you can't answer it, Joel. That's the rules.
I asked my daughter. She'll tell you.
All right, guys. The mask that Michael Myers wears in Halloween. What is that an actual mask of? Of course,
we're not talking Wayne from Wayne's World.
Oh, Reed K. What?
Yeah,
my man wasn't playing.
It's not a hockey man. That's Jason. Wrong.
No. Reed K. got it.
Yeah, it is in fact a mask of William Shatner, and apparently the story goes that they made that mask for I think it was for Star Trek. It was a stunt they were going to do, which obviously William Shatner couldn't do. So they made a mask of his face that a stuntman could wear while performing the stunt. But then they never used. They never ended up using it. The scene got changed, so the mask got put into storage. And then when they were making the Halloween movie years later, they were looking for a random mask for their villain. And in the same studio, the guy went into the prop room in the back, and he found this mask, and he's like, okay. It's just they kind of painted it white, and here you go. Cut out the eyes, and that's it.
William
and it cost them $2.
Yeah,
they paid $2 for that mask. All right, ready? What famous magician died on Halloween?
Houdini.
I'm sorry, Joel. Did I not tell you already? You can't answer questions?
Hi, Eric.
I'm not supposed to answer these?
No.
Joel doesn't know the rules yet. Did he die on Halloween? Was it on Halloween?
Yeah, he died on Halloween.
What are the odds, eh?
I guess he couldn't escape death, could he?
I didn't know hosts weren't supposed
to. Ching.
Houdoni.
Tim gets it.
Yep.
Tim gets it.
Right.
PJ got it as well.
What is the most commercially successful horror movie of all time?
Oh, I think I knew that.
Oh, I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it because I'm not supposed to.
Put in the private chat, Joel. Put in the private chat.
Put in the private chat. That's
All right. I definitely want to know what everybody thinks about that one.
What movie is the most successful horror film of all time? Nope.
Really?
Nope.
You put it in the regular chat again.
Yeah, you put it in the regular chat, Joel. Thank you, sir.
Well, one person
was
says
wrong.
Halloween.
It was wrong,
Ichabod says
thankfully.
Halloween.
I was
Someone
surprised
says
at
Freddy
Halloween.
Krueger. Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's not what you guys think. It's actually surprised me.
Is it Ernest Scared Stupid?
I love that movie.
Because that's my favorite Halloween movie.
I do love Ernest, though.
Ernest is the best.
All right, guys, you ready for the answer? The answer is It.
The new one or the old one?
The newest one?
It. The newest one.
The newest one, really? Wow, good for them.
Yeah,
obviously the first one. I think
it
the
makes
second one
sense
did not.
when you think about it, right? With inflation, it's always tricky with that with movie box offices.
But the first one, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
part two, because I don't think part two.
No, not part
performed
two.
as well.
No, the part two was horrible. It was like a sci-fi film. It wasn't even a horror.
Yeah,
film.
it was weird.
All right, here's the last one, guys. Ready before Dave makes his
Nightmare Before
cocktail.
Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Who sang the original version of Monster Mash?
Oh,
It's the Mosh.
Who sang
I have it
the
on my
Monster
phone.
Mash?
Okay, let's get
everybody
Rob
wants to ask
demonetized immediately.
Yeah, let's not get
Monster Mash.
demonetized, guys.
My
It was
voice
a
ain't that good,
graveyard
guys.
smash.
It was a graveyard smash.
Was it? Oh,
Come on, guys. Who sang the original version of the Monster Mash?
And it wasn't Tim.
Arachnophobia, Carrie. There's some good choices coming through.
Have you
here.
guys
Those are all-
Aretha Franklin?
Dave, I think Tim, you're off by a little bit.
Aretha Franklin, nice.
Why not? Aretha Franklin was awesome.
DMX sang it.
DMX.
I know it was.
Monster Mash.
I know I want to say Boris Karloff because I love his voice.
Yeah, he's awesome, but no, it wasn't him.
Is
Well,
it
Oh, my man, AG up in the piece.
Bobby Boris Pickett?
That's
That's
it.
it, man.
Bobby
It was
Boris.
the-
I knew I could count on the
The
fellow
Monster
Bronx
Mash.
like to nail that one from you.
Okay,
Right, Dave, your turn.
here's my contribution to the trivia game. Who sang
Okay.
the original version of Werewolf Bar Mitzvah?
I don't even know what that is.
It's from 30 Rock. Did you guys ever watch the show 30 Rock?
Can't say that I.
No,
Well,
it's not a
Netflix.
show I watched, actually.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, Joe, try not contributing to something that's not yours next
Yeah,
time.
I'm done. No more trivia.
Everyone jumping in with the Bobby Pickett. New kids on the block. Tim,
Oh, yeah,
Correct
AG got it.
answers
Now all of a sudden,
only, Tim.
everybody knows the answer.
I think the pain meds are still messing with Tim because he had his teeth removed. He's got bleeding.
Oh. Adam Sandler would be a good answer though, because he would do something. He would sing that.
Well, why wouldn't he? Right.
He's
Mhm.
awesome. All right,
Oh.
Dave, your turn, Dave.
All right. My laptop's going nuts. So if you guys see me fiddling, it's the laptop's having a problem. It's spasming, but that's
what are you
okay.
making now?
Today I'm gonna do a throwback to last year and make a jack-o'-lantern.
The jack-o'-lantern.
Now, this is a cognac-based cocktail. So I'm going to use a little bit of not that. I'm going to
Not
use
that. A little bit of not that.
I'm going to use a little bit of Moo Cow cognac. And I'm going to use 1.5 ounces while I knock everything over, just like
Did you say Moo Cow cognac?
Yes, Moo Cow. It's actually quite good. It's got.
Is that the guys that you buy, the Canadian company?
I don't know, but I love
Show me the bottle. I want to see that bottle.
The bottle is awesome.
Is it literally called Moo Cow?
Yeah, MEUKOW. It's a VS
Okay, so not
cognac.
MOOCOW.
Not like a cow.
Like Moo Moo Cow.
You also need an orange liqueur. So at which point I'm going to use a little bit of Pierre Ferrand. You need a
That is
half
the best
an ounce.
stuff. Well, Grand
Depending-
Marnier is the best stuff, but
Well, depending on
Ferrand's
what you're
pretty
using
good.
it for, right?
You like Grand Marnier better than Pierre Ferrand?
I do.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on what you're using it for, right?
Okay.
It is a lot more expensive, so I try not to use it in all the cocktails. But like when I make a margarita, the best margarita is a good Reposado tequila, Grand Marnier lime juice. Don't even need a
I'm with-
sweetener. That's
I'm with
all you
Rob.
need.
Grand
That's
Marnier
not-
is unbelievable. I drink it by
Yeah,
itself.
Cadillac.
Yes.
Okay,
Out of
so
the way, gets it.
Milk cognac.
all right, so you also need 1 ounce of orange juice. An ounce is 30 mils. For those of you everywhere else in the world.
Yeah, I don't know why, but every, here in Canada, we're metric all the way. But for some reason, with cocktails, I stick to ounces. I don't like milliliters. Just screw me over.
Well, I had somebody literally tell me recently, because when I always describe my cocktails, and I'll say, a quarter of an ounce and a half is 15 mils. Sorry, half an ounce is 15 mils, but a quarter of an ounce is 7.5 mils. So somebody said, why are you giving me the exact half mils? It's not like you can actually measure that.
You can't.
And truthfully, you can't. I just like to be accurate, or as accurate as I can, because I make mistakes in everything else I do. So cocktails.
AG has a bad joke. He wants to tell you.
AG, hit us with the bad joke, AG.
Hit us with the bad joke.
David looked in the mirror.
Guys, once again, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And if you're not following somebody here, subscribe to them.
All 4 channels, guys. You got to follow them.
Yeah, support everybody, especially my man Joe. Get him to 1,000.
Did you hear about the skeleton that went into a bar? He asked for a drink and a mop. That's a good one.
That's a good one. This is a lot of dad jokes tonight, guys.
I'm going to tell my niece and nephew that, and they're going to hate it.
You know what it takes to be an organ donor?
Organs?
A lot of guts. And then you're going to top this up with ginger ale. I'm using a little Fever Tree.
Fever Tree? Which one? It's like 1,000 Fever Tree ginger ale.
This is just the only one. Is Fever Tree ginger ale.
Okay.
Or in French, soda au gingembre.
Oh.
Give it a little bit of a stir. Now, normally, what you would do, or I would do, if I was going to garnish this, is put an orange wheel on top with a little poked in green piece of any type of herb you want to give you that look of a jack-o'-lantern. Really good. It's not strong and spicy like you would have with the previous cocktail that I did. This is light. It's easy to drink. You get a little bit of ginger from the ginger ale. You get that effervescence. The cocktail and the Pierre Ferrand work really, really well together. And the orange just gives you exactly what you need for that little bit of sweetness to balance everything out. Absolutely fantastic. It's another one of those great cocktails.
Sounds good.
Hey,
Sounds lovely.
PJ, we'll see you in a bit, brother. We should hopefully still be on. We'll see.
Thanks for stopping by, PJ.
Hey, PJ. What is going on?
Who else got a good dad joke in the comments? Give us a nice joke, guys. It's Halloween. Trick or treat. Give us a trick.
How did the skeleton know it was going to rain on Halloween? He felt it in his bones.
Oh, boy.
That's bad. That's bad.
What are you doing?
Why is this not working? No, I'm done.
You still making a drink or no?
No, he's done. He finished. He drank
done.
it. You weren't paying attention.
We were too enthralled with.
I'll be in the comment section. I'm paying attention to our people.
Yeah.
I'm a man of the people, brother.
I can't even read my comment structure because my laptop has gone absolutely.
Oh, we got Dearth. Is it you got? How do you say that name?
Ditter.
What did the snowman pull down his pants?
Oh gosh, because the Earth was flat.
Waiting for the answer.
Why did Mama Volcano say to the baby volcano?
Okay, well, we can't have 2 jokes going simultaneously.
I feel better about my skeleton joke now. Yours was actually pretty good, AG.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the punchline here.
He heard the snow blowing.
But isn't that more of
are there any kids watching this show?
That's more of a Christmas dirty joke.
Well, Dano's got it right.
Love you. We got
Volcano said to baby volcano, I love you. Aww.
David, what was the verdict on your drink there? Was that any good?
It's actually really good. It's very easy to drink. It's not spicy. There's a little bit of
deep inside the rabbit hole.
But the cognac and the Pierre Ferrand, the orange curacao, work really well with the orange juice and a little bit of effervescence. Absolutely fantastic. Great, easy to drink. You could knock a bunch of these back and then fall over.
Nice. Sounds
good. Brought to you by Dave.
Who gives Dracula the most candy on Halloween? His fan club. I don't even get a laugh out of that one. Not even a chuckle. Come on.
You might want to get like a noise machine.
I feel like you got the
Wah,
appropriate.
wah, wah, wah.
you got the appropriate response. Hey Joel, your turn, brother. What are you making?
Let's
awesome.
do that one that I started to make.
Will that actually stay
Yeah.
stay on?
Actually,
I'm trying to do stuff and I can't see. All right, I can now see my
So I'm gonna do that.
It was the daiquiri, the Strange Ways daiquiri.
Yeah.
Okay, where do I put this?
Wherever you want. Just
I mean,
Strange
it's right.
Ways.
'Cause I just finished that last one, so this is
stick it on
perfect.
top of here.
I can't
Yeah.
because
She
it'll
just
shut the
called
screen
it
down.
Stranger Things daiquiri.
Yeah, the Stranger Things daiquiri.
That would be a better one.
Yeah, I can see now. Thank
Before
you.
he starts this, I have to just say that I really want to try this drink myself because it has two of my favorite spirits. It's got an Isla Scotch and it's got a pot still rum, namely Smith and Cross.
Okay, Caesar, out of the way.
Yeah, this one seems like it would be right up your alley, Rob.
Oh my god.
So
Like,
that
seriously.
was dashes of Angostura, pre-measured about a bar spoon of allspice dram, pimento dram, whatever you want to call it.
That stuff is money.
Yeah, that is like the perfect ingredient for this time of year. Next up,
Hey, Peter.
we got 3/4 of an ounce of lime.
The only thing I think here, and once you're finished, let me know your thoughts, but I feel like that's a little too much syrup.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too.
I
It
definitely
seems like
think so.
maybe whoever created it was trying to go for like an equal parts type thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were trying to do, yeah. They would, you know, with
No,
Graham,
absolutely.
too many cocktails try to do that whole,
It does,
find a word. No, it's not last word kind of,
Yeah.
But the
structure.
thing about the last word is it doesn't have a syrup.
That's
No,
that's
no,
the thing
it's
that-
hard to-
exactly. That's what makes it different. You
Yeah,
can't just
it's
assume
hard to
works.
do an equal parts cocktail when one of them is a pure syrup
Absolutely.
because that's going to be way too sweet. A
No,
liqueur
absolutely.
is more balanced because it's alcohol and sugar.
See, I would be concerned about that too, but except we are putting in just straight lime juice that would theoretically balance out the syrup, So it could still work out. We'll see.
It could still work. We'll see how it works.
Hmm.
And you also have an ounce of almost 2 ounces of spirit.
And I think
there.
the allspice dram is gonna. It might not balance
Well-
out the sweetness, but it's gonna have some bold.
The
flavor.
it's going to
allspice-
give it some bold flavors. But
You're
you're
gonna get the
getting,
bitters. The
you're getting
bitters.
some bold flavor from your Lafroig and your Smith and Cross.
Yeah, exactly. This is gonna be a bold, big cocktail. I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah.
The only thing I
So-
don't have is cinnamon syrup, man. I would love to try.
So
this.
what he's going to be doing is you're going to be eating the earth out of the sugarcane field. Is what
There we
you'll
go.
be tasting.
Sponsor us, sponsor us, sponsor us.
One of us.
If one of the 3 people watching this stream works for Smith and Cross, let us know. Wait, we got a joke from Cesar here.
Yeah. What is it?
What did the vampire say to the teacher? Sid. Ooh, we get a little PG-13 or that's not even, that's like T17. What is it? What is it? The 17
Well,
one?
you have to remember that these channels are 18 plus. We are
Well,
not
yeah,
here to-
we are making alcoholic beverages here.
Yes.
All
this
right.
is not this is not for the younger kids. Ooh, it's got a weird color to it, and it looks almost viscous.
Yes, that actually does look good. That looks really good.
Ooh. Oh, that's really good.
That's gonna have some bold flavor from the spirits.
How
Let's
much
gonna have
of
some balls. Let's gonna have some
are
balls.
you getting more of the Lafroig than you are?
Yeah,
of
the Lafroig is the dominant flavor. It's
Really,
got-
even more than Smith and Cross, eh? I might have to
It
try
is.
that one. Like,
Oh, dude,
I might have to
Lafroig
try
is
that
way
one
big,
tonight.
the Smith and Cross is kind of like, I feel like maybe it's kind of bringing it all together. Like it's in the background. You don't really taste too much of that.
Which is hilarious because Smith and Cross is
I
usually
know,
one
right?
spinner.
It's a Scotch daiquiri. It's really good.
Yeah, but
Like,
Lafroig is a bigger, bolder
Lafroig,
flavor.
yeah,
absolutely.
smoky Isla Scotch is definitely gonna. But I mean, I always kind of like, I always reference Smith and Cross as being like the Isla of rum, not because it's smoky, but because it's bold flavors.
right.
And
No, it works really, really good because it's a little bit more age than say the Ray and Nephew, which is just I'm going to kick you in the teeth.
Right.
Ray
And then
Nephew
you've
is
got-
higher proof, but slightly
Yes.
less of the funk.
Yeah,
And it's
no,
not aged.
absolutely. And if you go to a 151, depending on the brand, it's very much an ethanol kick.
Oh,
right to
look
the-
who's bringing up. Should we call the authorities?
You know,
Guys,
right
wait
through the
for
back
it.
of the head.
We got something fun coming for you guys on Monday.
Yeah,
And,
just
Or Wednesday, Monday or Wednesday, we're working on it.
Well, it should be Monday since that's Halloween. Will you,
Well,
will you be able to make it Monday?
Otherwise, you should call the authorities.
you might have to call the authorities on me. I don't know.
We'll record it tonight, right after the shoot.
Yeah.
I'm recording mine tomorrow. So
yeah, I'm recording mine tomorrow as well. I have no choice.
Yeah.
So 2 thumbs up on the Stranger Things daiquiri.
2 thumbs up.
I'm gonna totally making one of those. Like, soon.
Yeah.
If not on the stream tonight, then next week for sure.
That
sounds fantastic.
really good.
Yeah. So
Vino, you doing yours or am I doing it?
I'll make mine. So mine is
All right.
called In Cold Blood, and I made this last year as a short. And whoever likes Manhattans and Amaro, you're gonna love this one. It's equal parts.
Yeah. Did you base
I like
this?
the cocktail a lot.
Hey Vino, did you
What's
base
up?
this on Truman Capote's In Cold Blood?
No. This is just based on how good the ingredients taste together.
Okay. No, I was just curious what you used for your inspiration besides a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
No. So it's an ounce of rye, preferably a high proof rye. So I like to use Rittenhouse. It's my favorite mix.
Rittenhouse is
rye.
good.
Yeah.
I have Rittenhouse. I'm almost done the bottle. It's hard to go for in Canada because there's so much Canadian rye.
Oh
and
yeah.
And the American
you have
ryes,
a lot of good options out there.
yeah, there's a lot of good. And the American ryes, they're good, but they're just so much more expensive. It's because they're
an ounce of Chinar.
Okay.
Would you offer up
that'll
a substitution there? I have
For
Chinar
Chinar?
for anyone who
Thanks for
doesn't
stopping
have
by,
Chinar.
Damo.
An ounce
Cheers,
of
Damo.
sweet vermouth. I'm using
Sweet
Carpano.
So in other words, just use Chinar like he said. He's not giving you an option.
Do not.
But would you, if in doubt and you can't get Chinar, would you maybe use say an Amaro Montenegro?
Yeah, I would probably use. Yeah, I mean, just try any
I
Amaro.
think Montenegro would be the closest to Chinar.
That would be the closest one, but just have fun with your drinks, guys. Don't think too
The
much.
thing about Amaros that I found is they're fairly interchangeable, but it will change the flavor. It won't kill the
The
drink.
big one,
It
KG.
it won't kill the drink, but it will change the flavor.
No, absolutely.
Like, and I'm talking specifically about like the dark Amaros, not obviously not like Campari or Aperol, which is technically an Amaro, but I'm talking like the categories of like dark, the sweet and bitter, bittersweet Amaros.
I read that.
This is,
Caesar. That's really funny.
This is a Tim kind of drink. I know he loves his Manhattans and Amaros and stuff, so he'll love it.
Well, to make that a Tim drink, you have to put vodka in it.
And prune juice. I'm telling you, one day we're gonna do the Tim cocktail. It's gonna be like vodka and prune juice and a little bit of lemon to balance it out.
You can express orange peel if you want, but I don't have one. So cheers, folks.
Cheers. Yeah, my next one's gonna be
That's so good. That's so delicious, guys. I love it. Love it.
Cold blood. He said.
You get some of that bitterness too from the Chinar, which I think is important in this cocktail. And the rye, because it is a high proof rye, does help balance like the sweetness you're getting from both of the other liqueurs. Really good stuff.
That does actually sound really good. A little bit earthy, a little bit spicy.
Yeah, really good. Love it.
Hey, Rob and David, would you say that rye whiskey is like one of the spirits up in Canada where you have maybe a better selection than we would here in the States?
It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. They have more of a selection. I mean, it's pretty much the only thing they make.
I mean, Canadian rye is seems to be synonymous with rye. Like the majority, I would say, of the commercially available Canadian whiskeys are to a certain percentage mainly rye. However, there are a lot of, especially in small craft distilleries, there's a lot of Canadian distillers making some fantastic whiskey. I have a corn whiskey here, which is basically like a Canadian bourbon. Obviously, they can't call it bourbon, but it's a corn.
Yeah, you can. Right up near where Rob lives, it's a little distillery called North of Seven.
Yeah, well, actually, the one I have is from.
If it was a bourbon, if I was in Kentucky, that would be bourbon, no problem.
And no, the one I have is actually it's called Last Straw, and they're in Vaughan, Ontario. They're still in Ontario. They're a little I have a cask strength corn whiskey, and it is absolutely fantastic. There's also some Canadian single malts, so they're making basically Scotch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a variety, but those are mainly being done by the craft distillers, whereas
ones.
the main when you go to a liquor store, the main thing you're going to get if you're looking at Canadian whiskey is going to be rye.
There's a lot of rye whiskey that's
Yeah.
really good. It's predominantly a sweeter whiskey with a little bit of spice, but again, it's easier to grow rye up here than it is a lot of other.
That's probably the reason.
No, but that's it, right?
Hey, Cesar, if you like last word riffs, try a Última Palabra. That is a dope ass mezcal riff.
What was the one with the mezcal? There was one that I did. I don't know, you did or I did. Someone did recently. There was
the Última Palabra. That one, the ultimate is the last word in Spanish, basically.
Yeah,
I did one that was mezcal, but it wasn't that name.
I've done a couple recently. I just did a Mexican mezcal. Now Mexican zombie, actually, is what it was called. Yeah, Mexican zombie. It was Friday's video.
What was this one called? There was one I made. It was mezcal. It was a last word riff, but it was not called.
Yeah, there's another one that I made, but I don't.
There's a few. Yeah. There's definitely a few.
And if you really want to enjoy your mezcal, sip it neat, right? Just sip little.
It is good.
Oh yeah.
But
let me see if
my favorite way recently. I'm a huge fan of Moscow mules, but not. Yeah. I like mules, but not with vodka. I like it with literally anything else.
Naked and Famous. Is that what you guys are thinking?
No, it's not the Naked and Famous.
No.
Honestly, I cannot remember what it was called. But yeah, making a mezcal mule is so good. The light smoke, the agave, it just works.
I can see that working really well with the ginger.
Oh, it's so. I go through phases. Sometimes I like a smoky Isla mule. Sometimes I like a Kentucky mule with bourbon. I go back. I love every mule, but lately, like past summer, I've gone through bottles of mezcal just making mules. They're so good.
You could go for something like a little mezcalita, which is a bit of orange, a little bit of tequila, a little bit of mezcal. Works really, really well. I mean, orange liqueur specifically really works well together. You get a little bit of a citrus in there, usually lime. Very, very similar to a margarita, the way it's put together. But you get that smoke, you get a little bit of orange that pulls through, get the lime working through it. Works really, really good. And you don't even have to salt it. Again.
Are you talking about the King's Ransom, Rob?
I don't know. Now I'm looking through my.
There was one. That was one. I mean, I just put a link in the chat to the mezcal.
It wasn't called King's Ransom. It was a saying kind of like last word. It was some sort of like, but I don't.
There's one that's really good. That's basically a penicillin riff, except it swaps the blended scotch for tequila, and then it swaps the smoky scotch that you do as the float on top with mezcal. That's a really good one too. I think
the closing argument
or something.
Oh yes, that was the one I did.
It's mezcal, green chartreuse, luxardo, and lime juice.
Really, really good.
Very good. Yeah,
that's the one I did 2 weeks ago.
Did you do that too?
Hey Rob, did you ever do? I mean,
it's not
mezcal, but it's our. Brought to you by Smith and Cross. Have you ever had a wordsmith?
No, I remember.
That is
I totally forgot.
Good.
Okay,
dude.
So Caesar just asked a quick question. If you're interested in following every single person on here, go specifically to their YouTube channel.
Yeah, you got to go to our channels. We've got Rob.
Absolutely.
I'm Rob's Home Bar. We've got If you look at our next to our names, that's the channel. So
yes,
I'm from Rob's Home Bar. Vino is 60-second cocktails. Joel is Through the Mixing Glass. So if you go
maybe
over
Rob,
to those
maybe
channels,
you can put our links, whatever, to our channels in the
I
chat.
can do that.
Absolutely. And that way you can take a look at everything everybody has done. You can subscribe. Make sure you hit that all notifications. That way, every time we put up notifications, you'll get that excellent and new content coming up. Right. And make sure you give everybody a thumbs up because all of that stuff helps. And watch the videos all the way to the end and give us some really good feedback. Things that you would change, things that you really like. Because that's important. We actually really enjoy interacting with you, the viewer. Right?
And follow Anne. Anne, the home bartender with Anne. She's also one of she was in our live stream back in the summer. We did some tiki drinks, and Anne's all about the tiki drinks. So definitely, there's a whole community of YouTube bartenders, and everyone brings their own kind of style to it, and we love to collaborate as well. There's no bad blood, there's no competition. Everyone's just having a good time.
Yeah.
Iliam with a little bit of marketing for us. Thank you, Iliam. He said, this stream wouldn't be the same without the unique taste and special character from Smith & Cross Pasta and Rum. I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Smith and Cross, brought to you by. We would love to bring it to you.
All right.
I pray they sponsor us one day. That'll be amazing.
Iliam, you
That would
work
be amazing.
because that was really good. That was really good.
Well, he does social media for Kevin Cost.
Oh,
Does he?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hey, could you use social media for me too? Because like I'm terrible at mine. Just look at
Oh,
my
you're not terrible.
Instagram.
You know what you're doing.
Well, no.
All right.
My Instagram.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with my next one. So I'm doing the witch hunt. So this is one that I actually, if you follow me last year, I'll have to put a link. But last year I did a Halloween episode where I was making a cocktail while simultaneously being attacked by the Blair Witch or some other, and it was a fun production. But anyway, so this is called the Witch Hunt. It's a sipping cocktail. It's a stirred drink, so we're gonna build it directly in a rocks glass. Let me put up the card. Okay, so this one uses liqueur Strega. I'll put that up
nice.
too. So it's an Italian herbal liqueur. It's virtually interchangeable with yellow chartreuse, which I also happen to have here.
There are some differences though.
It's slightly different, but I mean, you in a cocktail, I really doubt you would see a difference.
Like, how noticeable is it? I've never tasted them side by side, but
I have, and they're virtually the same. It's
They're very close.
I couldn't tell you without doing the taste test right now.
It's really
there are
easy
some
to
differences.
get Strega, where Rob and I live, and it's very, very hard to get yellow chartreuse.
Yeah,
like,
yellow
really
chartreuse I had to go across borders to Quebec. The Strega I had to order it here. So Strega in I believe in Italian means witch. So that's why we're using it here for the witch hunt.
Hey guys, in the comments, let us know what is your favorite herbal liqueur. Is it green chartreuse, yellow chartreuse, Strega? What's the other one? Rob, the one you love that you said was your favorite mixer.
Yes,
Benedictine
surprisingly, Benedictine. If you do a taste test between yellow chartreuse, Strega, and Benedictine, they're very similar. Benedictine is probably the one that's the most out. It's more kind of spicy,
sweet.
Yeah, I like it better than yellow.
But
you know what?
But the three of them are very close.
That's why you're going to have the same flavors. Come on, Rob.
Yeah. All right, so we're doing 1.5 ounces of blended scotch. I'm using Isla Mist. This is my favorite scotch for cocktails because it's got that smoky character. It's an Isla, so it's got that smoky character, but it's cheap, and it's a blended scotch. It's fairly cheap, so it's good for cocktails, but it will give you that smoky.
I'm with Tim, man. Green chartreuse is so good.
It is good,
man.
Hey, but you know what? There's also Aperol. Tim loves Campari as well. And I'll tell you,
is that an herbal or is that more an amaro?
No, Aperol is not an herbal.
Yeah, well, it is. It's an aperitivo, right? So
So we're branching off into
all
right. After that, we're gonna do 3/4 ounce of a dry vermouth. I'm using just the martini dry, 3/4.
Do you like green chartreuse, Iliam? Do you think it's good? A broken shoe shiner.
Oh, I never heard of it.
Never heard
and then
of it.
1/2 ounce of our liqueur Strega or yellow chartreuse, if that's all you got.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Reed K, do you have the specs on that cocktail? Reed,
which one?
That sounds pretty sweet. Benedictine, Pernod, and that's it. I don't see anything else.
And like how much Pernod? Because that's basically absinthe, right?
Yeah. I would just use absinthe.
But how much? Because that stuff could overpower in a heartbeat.
Do you guys do the same? Do you guys use absinthe and Pernod interchangeably?
I don't.
I do.
I don't have Pernod, but I've heard that it's fairly interchangeable, so that's why.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of either one to own a full bottle of either.
Pretty much, yeah. Same here.
Same.
I have a bottle of absinthe. I mainly use it for like I put in an atomizer for spritzing or in a dasher bottle for dashing. I've made a couple cocktails that called for like more, like 1 ounce or 1/2 ounce, but it's not my thing. All right, so large cube of ice. I'm gonna stir it right in the glass. Doing was it with Andrew Stair?
Yeah. Hey, Andrew didn't make it on today. Did you?
He's not. He's probably asleep. It is Australia.
Yeah. Well, just because he's upside down.
I did bring a lemon, so we're gonna do a lemon peel on this one, because I think it does having those oils on there does make this more enjoyable. So So spritzy.
I'm surprised that Colombia doesn't have something like green chartreuse, like in Cartagena, one of the bigger cities.
All right, here's the witch hunt.
The witch hunt.
That's a nice sipper.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan of vermouth, dry or sweet vermouth, but
Really?
when used properly, it works. And this, like, you get that smoky Scotch, and then you get the herbal and the nice kind of dryness of the vermouth.
Yep.
And yeah, as a slow
What a weird
sipper,
cocktail.
this is very enjoyable.
What a
And what
an
were you using,
ounce
a
of
Coke
Pernod.
Americano?
Whoa.
An ounce of Pernod. Ooh, yeah,
Oof.
no, not for me.
Actually,
Tim would love Tim. would
Oh,
love
it's another equal parts though. That's a
When
lot
I
of
was-
stuff.
Tim's grabbing
What
those
a
bottles.
weird cocktail. Look what's it's Aperol, Pernod, Benedictine, and pineapple juice.
write
I
that
feel like
down.
I feel like the Pernod is just going to take over everything.
I would think so too, but all of those ingredients are pretty. Like Benedictine's got a pretty.
And
Well,
they're all
Benedictine, I can see holding up to it. Aperol is going to get devoured by the Pernod.
Aperol's gone. Lemon is going to give it obviously.
yeah,
So
That's
like
a weird one.
one drink that I actually like. Again, I'm not a big licorice fan, but one drink that I like was Anders Ericsson's version of the Death in the Afternoon.
that was good.
So Death in the Afternoon is a champagne cocktail, and it's literally
Yeah.
just you put like an ounce or an ounce and a half of absinthe, and then you top with champagne. That's the original cocktail.
Oh yeah,
What Anders did was put an ounce of absinthe, and then just a quarter ounce of simple syrup, quarter ounce of lemon juice, and then your champagne. And just that little sweetness and lemon cuts through that absinthe. It's still very licoricey, but I didn't mind it. I made it at New Year's. I made a bunch of champagne cocktails,
Yep.
and it wasn't bad with that addition.
That sounds like an
Yeah.
improvement. I still don't know if that'd be something I'd go for in general.
I mean, if you
love
don't like
champagne.
licorice, it's just not going to be for you.
Yeah,
come on.
I don't.
What
Love,
about Zambuca?
I don't love champagne.
I don't like Zambuca.
Oh, I
Oh,
can't
what
stand
is wrong
Sambuca.
with you? You know, remember, as a 19-year-old working in that backwoods hick country bar, and I worked in the kitchen, and I used to come up and serve when I was done cleaning. We used to serve flaming shots of Zambuca. Now I am saying
Roast.
back hick bar, right?
Who would order them? Was it only like Greek people or like?
No.
you know-
It was usually a bunch of guys that were younger, like myself, in that
There's a
sort of that
reason.
20 to 25, and once you got past that, common sense seemed to kick in for everybody out that way. But it was because they were young and dumb and stupid.
Ooh,
and
the
said, "Oh, we
Shirley,
can
the
drink."
Shirley Mason. I'm going to look that up. Shirley Mason apparently has a full 2 ounces of absinthe. Good Lord.
Oh,
Pass. Pass.
I like absinthe. but
Pass.
not that much.
Hard pass on that one. I'm going to look
Trivia
it up.
time.
Vino, what do you got for us?
All ready, guys? What
Yep.
was the Munsters? The Munsters. What was the Munsters
Munsters?
address?
Who the heck are the
I can
Munsters?
tell you that I loved that show.
I love the Munsters, man. I love
Yeah.
the Munsters.
What the?
I remember exactly where that. Oh, that.
Oh
show
yeah,
was
bro. I
fantastic.
mean, Dave, if you watch 2 episodes, you can never forget that.
Oh yeah.
What a
I
great
even
show.
watched.
They brought
the
it back
movie where he
recently. Did you
built
watch
his.
the remake? Did you watch it?
Not the remake, but I remember watching the movie where he actually raced his car.
I remember that. Yeah.
The Go-Go Mobile. Where it went from first, second to a Go-Go.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. I love that show. All right, guys. What was the address of where did the Munsters live? What was their address?
I don't know.
Hey, Livio's in the house. What's up, Livio?
Livio,
Hey,
how you
Livio.
doing? Livio knows his stuff.
Long live Zambuca.
So Iliam says that Sambuca is like water in Colombia. So I grew up in Little Italy here in New York, and I gotta tell you, they love it, but I just never got into it, man. I was an amaretto guy. We drank a lot of amaretto.
Was that
There's a
Zambuca
reason
or
why.
Ouzo?
There's a reason why people discard the black jelly beans.
Yes.
Actually, I like them. That tells you how messed up I am. I like black jelly beans.
Only psychopaths eat the black jelly beans.
Yep.
Livio's probably a big
My secret-
Sambuca guy. Livio's a big Italian guy.
My secret's out.
Do you guys know Mike and Ike's? Is that a thing that you guys are?
Yeah,
familiar
we have those in
Yep,
Canada.
we have them.
Yeah. I'll pass on those too. No, thank you.
I don't think I've ever had them.
Oh, you're missing. You don't know what you're missing.
What?
Hey,
it's
Livio, what do
basically
you
a jelly
think
bean,
about
right?
what do you think about Sambuca?
Some of them are
Livio?
hot. Is there like? Oh no, those are hot tamales.
Hot tamales.
Yeah.
There's
All
hot
right, so look, no
tamales.
one knows the address.
Okay.
No. I don't even know what the Munsters are. What are the Munsters?
Dave, tell us, Dave. You know it, Dave. Go for it.
The address is 1313 Mockingbird Lane.
Yes, my man, Dave.
I am so clueless. I have no idea what's happening.
Sneak in to watch TV on one of the few channels we could get, which was Channel 5. And it would play the Munsters. It would play Car 59, Where Are You? Which is the same actor who played Mr. Munster.
That played Herman.
Yeah, and I used to watch. Then after that, I used to watch Have Gun Will Travel.
Oh my God!
This was fantastic. This was when it was that time frame where this channel was looking for anything that they could put on. It was black and white. It was cheap. It was fantastic. And to a kid like me at that time, way back when, who had to turn the dial to actually get your channels very quietly in the middle of the night, I will admit. It was absolutely awesome.
Is this with the rabbit ears?
Oh yeah, there was an antenna actually on the side of the house that, but every once in a while it would still get kind of wonky.
Don't move it! Don't move!
No, it was the UHF channels, right? You have to.
All right, guys, ready? Next question. What was the first horror movie to be nominated for an Academy Award?
Ooh.
And it actually received 10 nominations.
Oh, I think I know which one it is.
Did it win anything?
It doesn't say if it won or not, but I know it got nominated. It probably did not win. Who knows?
The favorite words "I'm fine" I think are in that movie, if I'm correct.
You guys, you can answer it.
I know what it is.
Let's give the audience a second. Joel.
Okay. I don't actually. I just have a guess, but I think it's a good guess.
God, this guy, who invited this guy? He's so eager. Jeez.
Oh, this is actually really good. I'm really enjoying this one.
I
made it last year. I haven't made it since,
Hey, Jaws is a good answer. So is Rosemary's Baby. My wife is up in the house. Hello, lovely.
Jaws was my guess too. I was going to guess Jaws.
Omen or Shining. Those are all good movies.
Do you consider Jaws? Like Jaws is not is it a horror movie?
I think it counts.
It's a thriller.
It's a thriller because it does get kind of spooky when it's like dun dun. But there's no jump scares or anything.
Yeah,
Rosemary's Baby. I tell you, it's a good one. I like it. The Shining, very good.
Speaking of horror movies, who has seen the trailer? I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies, but this trailer kind of creeped me out. It's a new one coming out called Megan, with a 3.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
Megan, like M3GAN. It's about like this, like a woman builds like an android little girl, and then she has a daughter, and her daughter has having trouble making friends at school, so she tells the android like protect her, and you can assume that obviously protect her becomes like kill anyone who goes after her, and the doll goes absolutely insane. I don't know. I saw the trailer and I was like, this actually looks pretty cool.
There's a couple of really interesting looking movies coming out. I'm a huge fan of movies. So, and you're right, guys, and I would love to have all of these chats mixed.
What's that? Aren't they all mixed?
No, they're not.
Apparently, they're not. They're split up between channels.
Yeah,
I'm seeing. No, well, in mine, I see.
Yeah, we see it all because we're all on the same stream together.
Yeah, I'm in Rob's.
Oh yeah, everyone. I guess that's annoying.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, look. The answer to the question is Reed K got it. It is The Exorcist.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be his guess for The Shining.
Have a 12-year-old girl spit up some pea soup and turn her head all the way around.
15.
What?
Whatever Selma Blair, whatever her name was, the girl that was in the movie was 15.
Yeah, but she was playing a 12-year-old girl, wasn't she?
No, I know. I just mean her age because she was nominated for Best Actress.
Oh,
Best Supporting Actress.
I didn't know her age at the time, but
I
remember watching that. That was
Dave, that sounds like a plea. I didn't know her age at the time. No. We're gonna edit that out. Funny we should say that on the death day of Jerry Lee Lewis. Oh no, is Jerry Lee Lewis the singer?
He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah, he died today.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
No, I thought he died like a number of years ago. This is the anniversary of his death?
No, he died today.
Who died in a plane crash? Who died in a plane crash?
Jerry Lee Lewis? Is that what we're looking?
Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, okay. Apparently, I'm not.
The plane crash was
Oh
Buddy
yeah,
Holly.
October 28th. Not yesterday, 2022.
Oh yes, yesterday. It was Buddy Holly, the guy from La Bamba. What's his name? Richie Valens.
And, okay, yeah.
And there was one other guy. There was three. I think there was three guys that died in that plane.
There were three. I just can't remember who they were. Buddy Holly.
Yeah, he just died, right? Jerry Lee
Yeah.
Lewis.
Are you serious right now, bro?
Me?
You were lagging, Vino. Vino,
He
you
was
were
lagging.
lagging.
He was lagging.
What?
No, because we just talked about his death for like.
Oh
2
shit!
minutes.
I was reading the chat.
That's okay. That's okay.
Sorry, I was just reading the chat and seeing people complaining about how the chats weren't merged or whatever.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, yeah, sorry, my bad.
Well, just all watch it on my channel. Just head over to Vino's channel. I need my 4,000 hours. Guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you know what? I'm not looking for hours anymore. I'm monetized, so head over to
what?
Vino's. I won't take offense. You guys watch it off his
Yeah.
and Joel.
Yeah.
Watch off their channels.
Yeah, I don't have 1,000, so don't bother watching it on mine.
Yeah, I'm at 1,000.
yeah,
so
we
get me,
need-
get me
no.
to 4,000, then we'll
Guys,
focus on Joel.
everyone in the stream, if you're not subscribed to Vino, you got to be, and you got to watch his stuff because we need to get him to this 4,000 hours
Well,
so
same
he
with
can be
Joel.
monetized.
Well, it's not even so much. It's that, you know, the more
And
the more
so that
people
he
watch
can-
Vino, the more people watch Joel.
Of
the
course.
the more they'll be encouraged to make.
And we can all
fantastic videos.
Exotic things.
Bask in the pennies that we get from YouTube.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, look, guys, one more question.
Yeah, sure.
What is the only holiday that surpasses Halloween in annual consumer sales? First of all, who knew Halloween was second?
Yeah, I would.
It's gotta
I
be the
did.
big guy, right?
Got to be Christmas.
Big guy.
Yeah, it's
Big
gotta
guy,
be the big guy.
But who would think Halloween, right? Number two?
Well, it's all that junk food and the Halloween parties, and it's fantastic. You know, it's
Because
great
you
time of
know
year.
what happens is the average man will early Halloween will buy
Yeah.
3 boxes of candy for Halloween. But come mid-October, he's eaten all the candy and has to buy 3-4 more boxes for Halloween.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then come now October 29th, he realizes, crap, I ate it all again.
Well, you
I
know
have to buy
what
an
it is?
additional.
It's the boxes and boxes you buy to give out, and the boxes and boxes you buy for yourself.
Of course.
I don't know if they're
You know
doing this.
what?
Okay,
Really
you know.
quick. Livio, we got to get you on the Drinking Buddies, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
We'd love to have you on it. We're gonna hit you up on the DM on Instagram and let's talk about
Yeah,
it. We'd love
absolutely.
to have you
I'm already
on.
getting.
Also,
I thought this
what
was going to help, but I'm getting replaced live on.
not tonight,
Well,
Joel. Not tonight.
We're
you're
going to
not-
be
no,
shutting
you're not
off
being
Joel
employed.
and adding someone else in a minute.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Livio.
We do appreciate you being here, Joel.
Thanks for showing up. All right, last question, guys. What was candy corn originally called?
Ugh. Horrible
What was candy
nugget.
corn originally called?
Terrible treat.
I don't know the answer to that.
I couldn't tell you. I just know that it's not. Oh no, actually, you know what? I read this recently. It actually came up recently in a question for me. I couldn't. I can't tell you.
It comes up this time of year every once in a while, and you're like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah. Hey,
No, really? I just looked it up.
Yeah.
That's
My man
terrible.
Sean. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah. So everybody's hopping over to make Vino feel good.
I'm switching over to Vino too.
Oh my gosh,
All
guys,
right,
stop!
I'm turning off Joel.
I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, guys.
Now, has anyone gotten it yet? I just looked it up.
Nobody yet. Nobody yet.
No, I don't know.
That's
All right.
pretty crazy.
It was originally called chicken feed.
Yeah, because
What?
Chicken.
it was
Oh, yeah,
bad enough
corn,
we're
'cause
eating
you just-
candy corn. They were gonna have us eating chicken feed.
Yeah, so it didn't work quite right.
It's such a terrible candy.
It's a hard. My wife loves it, man.
Oh,
But you know what?
It's
If you
disgusting.
put that into, say, vodka, it works.
chicken feed. Yeah, Caesar got it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
someone
saw-
recently someone on TikTok recently there's a video going viral and everyone's reacting to it where they take a few people have been doing this. You take a coffee machine. Like
I saw the Skittles was the first one. It was Skittles, right?
It was. But now, of course, now it's Halloween, so they did it with candy corn, where they fill the filter with candy corn and they pour vodka into the water.
You see, the problem problems with that kind of an idea is first of all, you're heating up the vodka.
Well, and it sounds terrible.
Yeah, so if you're gonna lose some of the ethanol out of the vodka because it's going to evaporate faster, so it won't be captured and circled through the filter properly. You're also going to innately change its taste just by heating it up. Second, you're putting it with this
god awful candy.
Yes, and third, you got to wait for it to cool down to try it. And fourth, most importantly, you're wrecking a good coffee pot because a coffee pot.
I mean everything coffee. There. You could do it. I mean, obviously they're doing it just for the views on TikTok, but if you really wanted to do a candy corn infused vodka, you just put the two in a mason jar. You let it sit for a week, and I would assume even faster
and then you throw it out.
Clearly, but I'm just, but I mean, people are doing the coffee machine thing because it's supposedly faster, but like everything you just said, it can't possibly be as economical as just putting it in a mason jar and letting it infuse for a couple of days.
But here's a question. There's something else I've seen I think is absolutely the worst thing you could possibly do. And I'm sure everybody on the channel will agree with me. So I want to hear everybody say, yes, David, we agree.
Yes, David, we agree.
David, I agree with you. I agree with David.
You see, I feel good already. The Brita filter and whiskey.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I've seen people even put vodka in a Brita, and apparently it makes it like dull. I feel like that can't be real. But
I feel like
what does it do
on it?
Apparently, it makes it more palatable.
It cuts out a lot of the tannins. It cuts out the tannins. It cuts out a lot of the oils because they adhere to the charcoal. So you lose a lot of the flavor profiles, the stuff that makes whiskey taste good. Beside ethanol, like you want an ethanol, obviously, but you want those extra nuances of the different types of staves, the different type of charring, the different type of malting grains, depending on what you're using. You want all those unique flavors, and to wash them out so you have something that you can just do by the shot is a crying shame, in my opinion. Now,
that's why I've never been into and I know me and Livio actually spoke about this on our pub crawl interview, which you can find on my channel. We talked about what's it called? Clarifying. I just never could get into clarifying.
Good job, AG. Clarifying.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
If you really want to see what clarifying can do, the one I actually really enjoy was a clarified Negroni.
Yes,
because it's very, and it's not only is it good, it's good cocktail, but it's also pretty visually stunning because it takes out all the red color.
But here's a clarified Negroni is literally the cocktail we talked about most, me and Livio. Like, why would you do that to that cocktail?
Yeah,
that cocktail is
exactly there's a reason
one
for that.
You want to taste that way.
Well, yeah, but it's definitely changing it. I'm not, but it's good. I'm not saying it's better, but it's different. It's just a technique.
Here's the thing, though.
When I clarified,
beautiful.
Go ahead, Joel.
Oh, sorry. Just that Campari is a beautiful red color. I don't want to clarify. I don't want to lose that color. You know,
I don't want to lose the bitterness. I don't want to lose the color. I don't want to lose anything.
Yeah. Well, it's just a technique. Like, I think it's interesting. I will say when I did a clarified Mai Tai. That was definitely like, it wasn't as enjoyable. It was interesting. I think it's just one of these, like, it's fine. You try it out.
Yeah, I could see the appeal in the experimentation portion of it, but you know, I couldn't make a habit of drinking like clarified.
No, I mean, I went through the you know, I did a few for a little while. It's not something I do a lot because one, it takes forever.
Yeah.
And it could take sometimes 3 hours to filter the whole thing. You don't want to waste any of it, so you want the whole thing to filter through.
But there's a couple of reasons why you do it. If you were like back in the old days and you needed to make it last forever, that's what you would do. But if you're trying to achieve a specific taste, for example, Jean Felix from Truffles on the Rocks sent me a clarified cocktail. and I could tell it was clarified right that because you get the extra sweetness from the milk whey, right? So you get that little bit of sweetness, but it rounds stuff down. So if you're somebody that may be new to cocktails and say new to something like Campari, it's a little bit softer, not quite as bitter, and you can bring somebody to sort of step you up slowly a little bit at a time. But for a visual technique, I've tried a clarified New York sour. Actually, it was really good. It's really interesting. I've tried clarified Negronis.
So let me throw this there. Let me throw this out there if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both the idea of a clarified cocktail and then also the shot thing that's happening on TikTok with people running their vodka through the Brita filters. It is solely for social media and YouTube.
Oh yeah.
You know,
well, that is clarifying is not because that existed long before.
But here's the thing, though: like you'd never do that. At least for me, anyway. I'll say I would never do a clarification process without wanting to do it for YouTube. You know, like it's not going to be the easiest way to make a drink. It's not going to be the fastest way to make a drink. No. It's probably not going to be the best taste.
But here's the thing, though.
Here's for the Brita. You're doing it for the reaction videos, you know, like.
But here's the thing for the clarified cocktails, the first when you're kind of right when you talk about clarifying a single cocktail, like clarifying a Negroni. But the first time I saw the clarification process, I forget where I saw it, but it was done with you basically you add like you're making a full pitcher of. Like you're doing a pre-batch cocktail.
Yes.
But it was done with a lot of really bold flavors. You had rum, you had port, you had tea, and then you're adding fruit juices, and you're adding all of this, and then you're straightening out. So it's gonna by my milk clarifying it, it's gonna last a lot longer. It's gonna be you can keep it in the fridge for like months. But you're also creating a huge pre-batch cocktail that you can bring. And you having used those bold flavors, yes, you're gonna lose some flavor, but that was the intent because the original thing that you put together was not drinkable. Whereas when you do a Negroni, clarified Negroni, you're starting with something that is already drinkable, and you're just you're taking stuff away from it. So I understand the saying of like, why would you do that? But if you do the other like the milk, I don't know what it's called, like a tea milk punch or something like that. You're that original batch of stuff. No one's going to drink that. It's just a huge mishmash of like a bunch of really powerful ingredients. But then clarifying it does create a very palatable, very
now. Livio is correct that if you want to take your
Andrew's here.
Negroni,
Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
We are on every channel. We are.
It's streaming on every channel. Everyone is watching on Vino's to get me.
Yes, we're sending everyone to Vino's channel so that he gets the watch
Vino's
time.
channel for the chat. And the views.
Yeah, if you want the massive chat, go to Vino's.
Livio is
I won't
correct.
be offended.
Livio is correct when it comes to if you want to make an adjustment to something like the Negroni and you need to sweeten it around a little bit. You could just easily put in a bar spoon of a little bit of a simple syrup, or you could adjust it with a little bit of essential oils or some bitters, something that just rounds it in a slightly different direction. And rather than going through the process of milk clarification, now I like a good milk washed concoction, right? And I would do that if I was going to do a large concoction, if I was going to do it for myself. And then you can jam it in the fridge and walk away and come back a month later, and it's absolutely going to be fine. But if you want to do it fast, there are other adjustments you can make just by changing the ingredients. Because just by changing the type of, say, a sweet vermouth that you use, or the type of gin that you use, one that's floral, one that's dry, one that's a little sweeter like a Genever, like Uncle Tom, right? You'll get those changes just by the spirits you use, right? And you can really do a lot by just changing. Instead of an orange peel, you could use a lemon peel, which is a softer hit of acidity, right? Or something with lime, which will give you that sharp acidity. So you can really make some serious changes there easily and faster. But as an experiment.
Sorry, I want to sorry to change the subject here. Andrew, you're saying it's the middle of the day on Sunday for you. Because we've been just asking, because me and Vino and Dave have been talking, we've been wanting to get you on one of these live streams. And we figured it was like in the middle of the night for you, but if you're like on a Sunday afternoon, we could probably schedule something.
See, Joel, you should be climbing through the screen and punching Rob and Vino out right now.
Yeah, I mean,
really quick. I do want to say,
brought good drinks to the table, and I'm actively being recruited against.
I want to just.
We can always add people. I can have like 10 people on here. The
Livio,
is very small though.
We could do
first of all, I agree with AG. The Bouvardier, to me, is the best kind of Negroni intro. I think it's better than. I think it's easier to palate than a gin Negroni. And also, I'd love to see Livio make some those recommendations. Like maybe make a video with that. Or
absolutely.
I'd love to hear some recommendations. I think people would be into that because so many people want to try a Campari, but they're afraid of it. They've had it once before. They didn't like it. They're not going to do the clarification. So I think that'd be a cool video, like how to drink, Campari without throwing up for people that are not into it.
We're bone dry over here. Is it time for?
I think it's time for a drink.
It's Dave's turn. Guys. I did my jokes. I did my quiz already, so it's Dave's turn.
Dave, Dave, are you still nursing your drink?
I'm still nursing it, but you know what? I'm fine.
All right,
let me grab a glass.
Do it. Yes, I think if we have Andrew on, we have to do a Campari episode.
Is there a way to boot? Is there a way to boot Andrew for saying that?
Okay, so this is a build in your glass cocktail. Okay, and I'm gonna do something I haven't done for a while.
What's it called again? I'm gonna go find it in my notes.
This is a Malibu.
Oh, Malibu.
Ooh, where's Damo? Where's Damo?
Malibu.
So I haven't done a Malibu cocktail for a very long time. It's really simple, and you're gonna take your
Dave,
coconut rum.
Can you remind me, is Malibu rum?
Well,
no, it's rum.
Okay.
Let me call Nathan.
Let me call Nathan.
Hello?
Let's have that discussion. Depending on the country you were in, it can legally be called rum. However, and Malibu will classify it as a rum because they can get away with it. It is made with Caribbean rum and coconut liqueur. Right.
So here in Canada, I noticed. I guess our laws are a little less strict because Malibu, our Malibu does say coconut rum liqueur. However, recently I was at the LCBO, which is our local liquor store, and there was an off-brand. I don't know. It was I don't know if it's local or whatever, but there was another coconut, another Malibu, and it was only. It was only 13% alcohol, but
that's more of a liqueur.
What's that?
That's more of a liqueur.
I know, but it said on the bottle coconut rum.
But so here's the thing:
no liqueur. The word liqueur was nowhere to be found.
Are they lying? They're not lying when they say it's Caribbean rum with coconut liqueur. They're not lying.
So that's fine.
They're not
misleading anybody.
It's because most people just call it Malibu rum.
That's the problem.
That's why Nathan gets very upset.
And you know what? I'm okay to let people get upset, but technical fact is,
who said that? Sean
technically is supposed to be 40% ABV and higher. But again, depending on the country that you live in, the rules are different, and that's important.
Sean's got a point. This stuff is much better.
This is the best coconut rum on the market for me.
I can't see on your screen because there's this big thing in front of it.
It's the
Which one is
shipwreck.
that? Yes. I don't have it. Rob, get me a bottle.
in the chat.
It's 36%, so it's legally rum.
No, it's not. There's another one that's local to us called Imperium, which I haven't been able to get my hands on. So let me explain to you the basics.
It is very sweet, but it's very coconutty.
It's 35% ABV though.
36.
It's got real. It's got a real. At least it has a high ABV.
I mean, compared to Malibu, this is the shit. I mean,
so Malibu in Australia is called Caribbean rum with coconut flavor.
So
ours, it's close to what ours says.
Okay, so this is called the Malibu, and yes, I used grenadine for this because
Captain Morgan is the worst. Is it Canadian?
Captain Morgan? No.
No.
It's actually out of
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So why do we have so much of it here? Half our rum aisle is friggin' Captain Morgan.
Because it's easy They got into the country. So this is called a Malibu. It looks pretty.
Malibu.
So what it is?
You have to enunciate the boo more.
Malibu.
So
that's how you do it.
2 ounces of your coconut rum or coconut rum liqueur. Okay. You want 4 ounces, so it's a 1-to-2 ratio of a lemonade. You can either make it yourself or just go to the store and pick something up, depending on whatever you got going on. And a splash of grenadine. I used roses because it's what I have. And you're just going to get a little bit of sweetness, a nice light pink color.
You know, I don't mind the roses, grenadine. I'm not a big fan of grenadine to begin with, and the roses has the best color. So here you go.
It does have the best color.
Now,
Hey,
this
Rob,
is
are you telling me that the guy who makes everything is buying roses grenadine?
Here's my reasoning behind that. I use grenadine about 2 times a year. So
we've all got our skeletons, Joe.
Wow,
I honestly like
world.
Oh, sorry, Dave, go and taste that thing.
Okay, so it gives you that coconut flavor immediately, but this is a sweet cocktail. You get the little bit of the lemon, but the coconut actually is front and center for this. Okay, you get a very hint of the pomegranate, but again, it's roses, so you don't actually get as much pomegranate flavor as you would as if you made it yourself.
Roses taste like pink.
If you are younger and it's a hot day, this is perfect. But if you're also at a Halloween party, this is a quick and easy cocktail to make that you can just bang them at one after another for all your friends. And because this is not a super high ABV, you're lowering the ABV value so that it's more sessionable. You can actually have a few more of them, and you're not going to get as drunk as fast as you would with something that's high ABV. So and this part's important, you want to make sure that for any party that you have, this is really important because you're responsible for your people consuming and leaving, right? So you want to make sure, and this is a serious note, you want to make sure that what you're serving and the amounts that you're serving are reasonable. Very, very important, because we all need to be responsible. You could ask anybody that works in a bar, your server is responsible when you walk out that door, right? Same with the person serving alcohol at home. So that's the the PSA part of today's video.
Thanks, Dad.
Always,
thanks, Dad.
Always drink responsibly.
No, always.
Nicholas Mons here has a question. I've never had coconut cartel. Is that another liqueur? I would say definitely if you're investing in trying to get your hands on some good, if you can get the shipwreck coconut, that stuff is miles ahead of Malibu.
Yeah,
I don't know I don't know coconut cartel. I don't know if that's a
hey also AG have you tried Lieber & Co.'s grenadine? I agree, Small Hands is good. They're one of the best syrup makers, but I think Lieber & Co. is the best. I love all of their syrups.
Yeah, they make good syrups.
I think
Andrew here made his own coconut rum, and that's definitely something that I'm going to do as well on my channel eventually. So, and like you say, he started with a 75% cane spirit. So you start with a high proof rum. Obviously, you're going to add some coconut. You're going to add some sugar. But if you start with a high proof rum, I try to do that whenever I make homemade liqueur, so to keep the ABV as high as possible. It makes a more flavorful liqueur, but it also helps with shelf life. Obviously,
absolutely,
if you have a higher ABV, you're going to have a better shelf life.
Yep.
But yeah, it's you can definitely do your own. You get basically a coconut, you do a simple syrup, and you got high proof rum. There you go.
Yeah, vodka if you want. Yes.
Cheers, Nick.
All right, Nick, take it easy, brother. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Emily. It's good to see you guys here. And
I'm going to be making a Corpse Survivor number 1. I've never had the number 1.
I don't think I made. Yeah, the number 2 is so. Everyone makes the number 2.
Everybody drinks.
Never made the number 1.
Yeah,
I think Vino cut the line here.
What?
Oh shit!
What do you do?
You can't skip.
No, Joe, you go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Yep.
What happened?
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I'm just. If you're ready to go for it. Go.
Are you ready to go?
I'm ready with the card.
Joe? Yeah, I'm ready. I'm gonna
go.
go.
Go for it.
I made the recently I made the Corpse Reviver number green. So this the Corpse Reviver number blue is a known cocktail. However, I made my own green curacao, so I made a green version of that cocktail.
So I'm going to be making the Muerto Vivo, which is kind of.
So you are making it. So I had Vino's card ready. Which one are you making?
The Muertito Vivo, which is a riff on the zombie.
Love the zombie.
That sounds fun. Put that up. I wonder what are the specs on that bad boy.
What? Here we go.
Ooh, that sounds good. Jägermeister.
He's just going all over the 151 today.
I had to do this one for you because I know you're a fan of Jägermeister.
Dude, I've become such a fan. I have.
Tell us what is in the Don's Mix.
So Don's Mix is, and I got to be honest, I'm cheating a little bit here, but Don's Mix is a classic tiki drink ingredient that's basically a combination of grapefruit juice and cinnamon syrup. I'm just doing them separately though because I have both of those ingredients separate.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Don the Beachcomber is one of the granddaddies of tiki, along with Trader Vic, and he was known for was he would create these mixes. So there's Don's Mix. There was like Don's Mix number 2. There was the Don's Gardenia Mix was another, and his idea for doing that was that he wanted to keep his recipes completely secretive, even from his own bartenders. So the idea is, if you're a bartender working for Don, you look at the recipe and it says, okay, a 3/4 ounce of Don's Mix. You don't know what's in that mix. Only he knows what's in that mix. So you can't steal that recipe. Go open up your own bar. Obviously, as time went on, the secrets came out, so people now know. But yeah, a lot of these, like I made the Pearl Diver on my channel, and that had the Gardenia Mix.
Yes,
which is a really interesting mix that has butter in it, which is pretty awesome, pretty crazy for a cocktail.
Yeah,
but this looks good. I'm excited about the Jaeger.
Yeah,
actually, I have Jaeger in my next drink as well. So Jaeger's making 2 appearances.
It's kind of one of those underrated ingredients because everyone has such bad associations with it.
Well, it's because everyone just did Jaeger bombs when they were in high school. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Just dropping it. What is it? Is it dropping a shot of Jaeger into a beer? Is that all that is?
So I mean, that's all it is. Yeah. So I've made 2 Jaeger videos now, and I gotta tell you, the last one, the 2 cocktails I made for that were so good. It was the German Vacation.
Yep.
German Vacation is very good. I did that one.
What was the other one? Shoot, the other one was really, really good. Surfer on acid. Yeah, I remember.
I made a modified version of the Surfer on acid, and it's really the modification I made. The Surfer on acid itself as a base drink, it's okay, but it's not great. But I modified it into something much better, and it's much easier to drink, much tastier. And Joel, how tasty is that drink that you're drinking?
So Nicholas has a good question here. Is Pusser's rum close enough to Demerara? So Demerara rum basically just means a rum made in Guyana. So there's a bunch of different distilleries in Guyana. They tend to be kind of a darker rum, a sweeter rum. Pusser's is darker, I think. I don't have a Pusser's rum right now, but honestly, when it comes down all these tiki drinks that really call for a specific rums, you can obviously, if you want to have the authentic flavor of the original recipe, use those rums, or at least use the category of rum. Yeah. But honestly, if you're making a zombie at home, use whatever rums you have, and it'll still be good. So. But if you want to know more about the types of rums, I definitely recommend getting this book, Smuggler's Cove. This is like the Bible for tiki.
Yeah, it's in my over here.
Yeah. And it'll go through every, I think it's on page like 190, I think. It goes through every category of rum, and then it lists a bunch of available brands in each of those categories. And this, if you want to get into rums, want to get into tiki, this is definitely what you need.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's a good one.
That particular resource is so helpful, and it makes me angry that other books don't do the same thing. Like I have the Amaro book, and different types of Amaro, but it doesn't necessarily give you an easy to read chart, so you know what you can swap with each other, which is why that book is so helpful.
So once again, guys, we're looking for sponsorships. Smuggler's Cove and Smith and Cross.
Smith and Cross.
Two things from the chat. So Livio says that Don used to spell falernum backwards.
Yes.
So that nobody knew what he was drinking. What was
hilarious.
In the drink. So that's pretty funny.
What is also, falernum backwards? I want to look that.
What is it backwards? It's
he spelled it Numrilov.
Mail enough. That's pretty cool.
You know what?
Also,
there's something we need to do.
Surfer and acid originated as a shot.
Yeah. That's correct. But there's something we have to do.
A shot of Smith and Cross?
No, Joel. What did your cocktail taste like?
Oh yeah, go for it.
This is good. It's got the cinnamon syrup and the Jägermeister combined really nicely. It's got kind of like an underlying kind of like bitterness to it from the Jaeger. It's really good. I highly recommend this.
You recommend it? Would you call out of 1 to 10, 10 being the best? Where would it fall for you? It's something we haven't been doing is rating our drinks tonight.
This would be a solid 7 for me. I would make this again for sure. Yeah, solid 7.
So if you went to see Livio at his bar, and he'd be behind his Euro bar, which he invented, by the way, and designed, and you can pick one up. Look at his website. He's also got a fantastic course coming on.
A lot of these people in the comments, guys, have their own channels.
Yeah,
so check them out.
Absolutely. Everyday consumption. If you were to go to a bar, would you order it? This is something that we haven't been asking each other or any of our viewers here. Do you think these are a drink that you would order if they were presented to you on a menu? And if you're somebody that's a bartender or worked bar, would any of these drinks be something that you would offer on your menu? It's an important question, I think.
So Dave,
yes for me, because I like the ingredients list and if I saw it on a tiki bar menu and it had Jägermeister in the ingredients list, I would say yes, 100%. Yeah.
So Dave, the 2 cocktails you made, what do you rate them?
Okay,
you made 3 already, right? So the 3
cocktails I've made 3. If you want a really good drink, the first one I made, the Devil's Cut, absolutely fantastic. Easily a 9 out of 10. Easily
9 out of 10. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Easy. If you're going to have a jack-o'-lantern, you could have it any time of the year, not just Halloween. It's easily 7, 7.5, maybe close to an 8, but again, depending on your taste. The Malibu. Sorry, Malibu. I guess I'm not getting a sponsorship. It's actually, I would say it's a 5-6, but it depends on your personal taste, and that's so key. I like it. It's an easy drink. Mm-hmm. If I had my own homemade grenadine in that, because I'd get a bit more of that pomegranate taste, and I'd make it a little bit thicker and a bit more viscous, just my personal preference. I would probably knock it up to 7. But again, things that you need to think about.
Rob, how about you, Robbie? So far,
the first one's my own creation, so I'm not trying to be so biased. I would give it a 6 out of 10. That's the dark and bloody. It's nice and refreshing, but it's not like super complex or anything. Mm-hmm. This next one here, the Witch Hunt, very nice sipper. Maybe 7 out of 10. Nothing's like smashing the ceiling for me yet, but I still have 1 to go.
How about you, Joe? The first 2.
I did this as 7. I'm sticking with that there. It's good. I liked the Area 151 about the same, but a little bit more because it just kind of had, with that orchat in there, it had kind of a Mai Tai vibe for me. I really liked that. So I'll give that an 8. But then the Stranger Things daiquiri, that was a 9 for me because it was so unique.
That sounds like a 9.
I've never had I've like a smoky Scotch daiquiri like that before. That was
I gotta make that.
That one sounds tremendous.
Yeah.
Tim saying the Devil's Soul is a 10 out of 10. I haven't had that in over a year, but I made it for my channel last year, and I remember it being just a flavor bomb. What's in that? I gotta look it up.
All right, Peter, man. Thanks for stopping by, brother. We miss you, man. Hope to see you around.
See you later.
So for me, the Blood and Sea, it's 5, 6. Again, the Blood and Sand just falls flat, and even this riff on it just didn't really hit. The In Cold Blood, I loved it. I give this an 8. You know, I love stirred cocktails, man. I don't actually like any modifiers in my cocktails. You know, not like the traditional juices or nothing. I like spirits only. So I'm gonna go with an 8 on that. So I'm about to make the Corpse Reviver #1 right now, which is apple brandy. I'm gonna use Calvados, cognac, and sweet vermouth. So I already know this is gonna be right up my alley.
Before you start that, let me just run through because Tim said the Devil's Soul. I just had to remember what it was. So we got an ounce of rye, we got a half an ounce of mezcal, half an ounce of Averna, quarter ounce of Campari, and a quarter ounce of elderflower. Flavor bomb.
I can make
that.
Well,
that would be interesting. That would be interesting.
It's so there's
that's up my
so much
alley
going
too.
on, but it's so much going on, but it works. It's not like, oh my god, this is just all over the place. Yeah. It sounds like it would be.
All right, guys.
No.
So 1 ounce of cognac, or you can use a brandy if you got it. 1 ounce of your apple brandy. I'm using Calvados, but you can use Applejack. There are some nuanced differences between the two, but
yeah, I wonder how it would work if you just used all apple brandy, like 2 ounces of apple brandy, if it'd be too much. Or
and then a half an ounce of sweet vermouth.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's good thing I just bought a new bottle because that is over. All right, I'm gonna stir that bad boy up.
Yep. Now, do you have a preference for how long you would stir this cocktail? Because I know some people will say, well, you just stir it till it hits the right temperature and the right dilution that you want, or do you do exactly 60 turns?
My ice has been sitting, so it's wet.
Yep.
So I don't have to stir it as long.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to get the same chill factor, but you're going to get a quick dilution.
It's got to do 67 revolutions. 66 is not enough. 68 is too much.
Ooh, you need to have good, hard, cold ice. Right? That's really important.
And the ferocity in which you hold your spoon makes a difference.
I love that. Is beautiful. Look at that amber color. That is gorgeous.
That does look.
Cheers, fellas, and everybody in the chat. Cheers. Thank you guys for being here tonight. This is my third.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What the hell is Eeyore's Requiem?
I've heard of that.
How dare they make a drink about friggin' Winnie the Pooh character, and how dare it be a 10 on 10? So I'm gonna look that up. Eeyore, why would it be Eeyore?
Because Eeyore was depressed, so he had to have a drink.
Oh my god, this is like killing my my childhood here.
That's a really interesting cocktail. I loved it. It's got some great complexity to it. Like the brandy's the first thing that hits you, but then you get that apple on the apple flavors on the follow through, and then the sweet vermouth just sits on the back of your palate. This is great. So you get some of the kind of figgy notes and stuff. Delicious. Love it. Love it.
I have a question.
So this is my kind of cocktail. It's straight up stirred spirits, man. I could drink this all day, every day.
I don't think you guys are ready for Eeyore's Requiem.
tell us in a moment, but Vino, if you say put in, instead of the Calvados, say a Laird's Applejack, which is a little bit rougher on the flavor and a little.
I think it's less because
it depends diluted. Though, because that one there is not it's like half neutral spirits or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's only 35% apple brandy. So that one there may not hold up as well.
Okay.
If you've got the bottle and bond, that joint is incredible.
Yeah, I gotta try.
This is I can't read the bottle look.
I did look that up. Tim wants to look
that
up.
one is a blend. That one's a blend.
I dropped the Requiem in the chat.
I don't know. So here we go. Eeyore's Requiem, 1.5 ounces of Campari. Let that sink in. Half an ounce of gin, quarter ounce of Chinar, quarter ounce of Fernet Branca, 1 ounce of dry vermouth, 15 drops of orange bitters, and 3 orange twists for garnish. This is like just a cocktail maker who's like high.
Yeah.
No, not really, because
the 15 drops of the orange bitters is hilarious to me. Like, why wouldn't you just dash it at that point?
No, but what I find more hilarious is the 3 orange twists.
Right.
Like, you're like, garnish? Oh, how about a second garnish? How about a third garnish?
Yeah.
but here's a question. Campari and Fernet Branca. Right? They're
I love Fernet.
I'll drink Fernet straight. I'll drink Campari straight. Fernet is more medicinal in flavor. So
Minty.
yes, well,
Even though there's no mint in it, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is cool. But you were thinking for opposing diametric flavors.
A Fernetti Negroni. Interesting.
There's
I gotta make this now.
there's a semi-famous bartender's handshake type shot that's called the Ferrari that is literally just half Fernet and half Campari.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it sounds like it would mess you up big time, at least in terms of the bitterness.
Yeah, it's not going to mess up in terms of alcohol because it's not that bad. Oh, I think Dave wants to make it right now. How about we make that our shot at the end of this?
All right, that sounds good.
Okay,
we always take a shot, Joel. So you got to take a shot at the end.
All right.
Okay.
Am I next? You guys have made 3, right? All right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're on 3.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I give mine another 8. By the way.
Another 8. Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I am making the Death Flip. So this is a fun. So for those of you who don't know, a flip cocktail is a cocktail that utilizes a whole egg. So an eggnog.
You doing the death flip?
I'm doing the Death Flip. So I've never done it. We'll see how it turns out.
Oh, very excited.
So here we go. So we got an ounce of Blanco tequila. I'm using Terramana.
Another Jägermeister cocktail.
We got some Jaeger.
Ilium.
Obviously, we're shaking this one because we're dealing with eggs, so you got to shake hard.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do like Cocktail Tony and shake for 5 seconds.
Hey, he shakes very hard.
No, but that one video where he did a whiskey sour and he didn't shake it long enough, and in the video you can see like the floppy egg fall into the glass because it's not emulsified.
Hey,
all right,
you
so
know what?
half an ounce.
He likes his protein. He likes his protein. Come on.
Yeah, I like it too, but I want it emulsified in the drink. All right,
so Cesar just picked up his first bottle of Campari.
You know what, Campari, like obviously it's a very like divisive spirit, or not a spirit but amaro, but like when I made my first ever Negroni, I hated it. But I like soldiered through. I was like, you know what? This is a classic cocktail. You're going to freaking enjoy it. So I soldiered through it and I drank the whole thing. And then the next one I made was better. And then the next one I made, and now the Negroni itself is not one of my favorites, but the variations. My favorite is a celebration cocktail, which is basically a cognac Negroni. Mm-hmm. Absolutely amazing cocktail.
It took me a couple of sips to like it. I got it by the first cocktail. I loved it. It took me a few sips in.
It took me a little more than like the first drink was terrible, but I soldiered through. 1/4 ounce of Demerara syrup. That's just a kind of a brown sugar syrup.
Yes.
And then here we go, the full egg. We're dropping the whole thing in the cocktail.
Yes.
But why
Rob,
make yourself into a cocktail?
I didn't bring the nutmeg. It's supposed to.
Rob, drop the recipe so we can see you shaking up that whole egg there.
Well, I'm going to use a technique that. Here's a technique that I like from. I first got it. It's not his invention, but I first learned it from the Educated Barfly, and it works really well with flips. Like every Christmas when I make eggnog. This is what I do. So the idea is that you get a one by 1 inch cube.
Yep.
And you drop that in. And the idea is you shake it until the whole thing is dissolved. So you don't need to do a dry shake, double shake, whatever. You just shake the crap out of this until you stop hearing that ice inside. So I might mute myself, but I'm just going to be doing this for a good long while.
Well,
talk amongst yourselves.
Christine makes a good point. The Jungle Bird is a really good entry point for Negroni. That is the perfect recommendation for intro to the Negroni. I mean to Campari.
Christine is absolutely
good call, Christine. Good
the
call.
Jungle Bird perfect gateway cocktail for Campari.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So when I had the very first Campari cocktail that I ever had was the Negroni.
Meanwhile, Rob's still shaking.
And I went, oh! And then I had, it's a good cocktail. I like it, but it was, then I had the Paloma, and I like that better. Right? The Jungle Bird is one of my favorite cocktails.
It's so
sweet,
delicious.
slightly bitter, a ton of flavor. It's easy to put together.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a couple of good cocktails if you need to get into something like that. And it's very interesting that I think the aperitivo and the aperitif is so unique. It's very big in Europe, right? A lot of countries in Europe have that you have one before a meal to sort of wake up the digestion and get it going, and then you have one after your meal to digest to give you that little bit of to help settle your stomach and aid in the digestion. Whereas here, that's not something big. In fact, I would never have even really known previous to doing any of this that this was a thing. And it's really interesting that you see the differences between Europe and Canada or North America in that aspect, and how each group of people, when they've come across, have brought their own unique spirit and pure and flavors across with them and do something different.
All right. So yeah, I do agree. Fantastic. So what's great about that technique too is that now I don't even have to strain it because the ice is completely dissolved. It's chilled the cocktail. It's nice and frothy, and we can pour it into our glass. Look at that. I mean, it's basically eggnog.
It looks amazing.
Now here, I totally forgot. Here I would grate some fresh nutmeg on there. As David has said many times, the bartender's cocaine. Grate that on there. I didn't bring it down. I'm not going to go up and get some right now because I don't really know where it is. But here it is. You can see that foam already separating at the top there. It's looking delicious.
That looks
so remember, we have tequila, we've got Jaeger, we've got a yellow chartreuse in this bad boy. Wow. That's really good.
Is it good?
It's very good. Yeah, it's very creamy, and there's no cream in here. Most eggnog recipes will have like some heavy cream as well, but just that egg is frothing. It's very creamy. I think, you know what, the tequila is kind of lost in here. It's there, but it's kind of lost. It's really that herbalness of the yellow chartreuse, and then the herbalness and the
Jaeger,
that anise licorice flavor.
Which one shows up more, the Jaeger or the chartreuse?
I think because of the anise flavor, the Jaeger comes out more.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
And I'm not a huge fan of anise, but this is nice.
If you were to swap out the tequila,
very nice.
Could you go with a rum?
Well, you absolutely could. Again, I think the tequila is kind of getting lost. It's really Jaeger and yellow chartreuse. I think I like.
What if you dropped the amounts of the aperitifs to a slightly?
I wouldn't want to because it's doing such awesome things to it.
No, it's really cool. But
you could add a little more tequila. More tequila. I think bourbon.
But would adding more make it just
bourbon
too
would work.
Alcoholically strong?
Or I think bourbon, or someone said mezcal. Or just an aged tequila, like a reposado, even an añejo, would have a more complexity to it. But I think a bourbon would work really well here. But no, I'm pleasantly surprised. This is very good.
That has been on my list of cocktails to try for so long. I just never got around to it.
It is missing the nutmeg. The nutmeg would just make this. I'm giving this one. So I gave my first one 6, gave my second one 7. I'm giving this one a 9. This is actually a really good flip.
Wow.
I'm going to have to drink one of those ASAP.
That's really nice. And it's not, there's only a 1/4 ounce. The thing about like I keep comparing it to eggnog, most eggnog recipes, like the single serve eggnogs, where you like the shaken cocktail eggnogs, have added cream, but also a lot more sugar. This is surprisingly not that sweet. It's rich because of the egg. It gives it a very rich creaminess, but it's not overly sweet, and that I think is a huge plus for me because I don't like things too sweet. Very nice. People are talking about clear ice.
Yes.
I definitely like to have clear. I didn't have any tonight. I used the last of it. I definitely make my own clear ice for large cubes for stirred drinks. I don't bother so much for other, obviously for tiki drinks with crushed ice. Who cares? It's crushed. But and for shaking, I just use. I have like 1 by 1 inch molds. I just use regular ice cubes for that.
Okay, so here's a good question. Everybody here, do you honestly feel, and this is an important question, including everybody on chat, clear ice versus ice that you would just make on your own in the freezer? Because I know there's a whole industry in certain parts of the US that has grown up to supply bars with beautiful clear ice, which I wish. Do you prefer it just for serving, clear ice, or do you prefer it for shaking and serving? Or does it even really matter, in your opinion?
I'm sure there's like, if you get into the science of it, there's clear ice melts slower because there's less impurities, less air bubbles and whatever. Like there's science behind it, sure. But I think the biggest difference it makes is aesthetically. It's more pleasing to look at. You get an old fashioned in a nice old fashioned glass, and the ice is crystal clear, and you can see right through it. That is such a nicer looking drink than seeing a cube like a big white like cloudy patch. But in terms of taste,
there's been videos on YouTube. I think even Barfly did one where, actually no, it wasn't. I don't know if it was him or Vlad. One of them did it, where you could see the difference in terms of dilution.
Yeah,
but taste wise, there's no real difference in the way the ice tastes. That doesn't make it.
I think a lot. Yeah, I think it's more structurally sound, so it'll melt slower. But
it's just a dilution issue.
Yeah.
I agree with Andrew. I wouldn't shake with it. It just seems like a waste.
Yeah, but you would never make small ice cubes of. The point is to make a big block and cut them into squares.
Yeah.
Unless you have a big industrial freezer and you're making like huge giant blocks of clear ice, or you're able to buy clear ice somewhere, then go right ahead and use it for everything. But for me, like I've got enough space for a small cooler. When I do one batch of clear ice, it gets me about 6 to 8 large cubes for old fashions. And I try to keep them for that purpose, for making stirred drinks. I try not to waste them for shaking.
Yeah.
I'm not very, my skills at cutting them is not great. So I've tried making the big spears to put into Collins glasses. They never come out good. So I just don't bother.
Yeah.
Maybe my knife is not good enough.
That comes in my freezer for whatever reason seems to melt quickly. Like I don't know if it's the way it freezes, the type of the automated process or whatever that makes it or whatever, seems to melt really quickly. So
there's a certain point where ice gets, there's colder ice than other ice.
Yes.
So it's possible you're not getting a higher level of freezing as someone else might get with their ice.
Exactly. So even if I say the clear ice, I'll still use the molds that give you like the 3 or 4 inch ice cubes that are not clear, but they still melt slower and they're a little bit more frozen than like the little tiny cubes that come from my ice maker and my freezer,
Yeah. So that's two different things. So you're based on volume there. Although you have more surface area to work with, you have less impurities and less air. Your ice maker in your freezer is going to make smaller amounts. The smaller your ice is, the faster it'll dilute. That's just basic science, right? But I love clear ice. I'll shake with clear ice. I do it all the time.
How do you make yours? You just like the cooler method? You just have a giant cooler? Because you make a lot of it.
Well, I have a hammer that's broken now. I have
another hammer.
Well, I had the right knife that I would cut with. Unfortunately, it's after 3 years of this, it's starting to get a little bit.
No, he'll be back.
Okay.
A little bit dull. I prefer visually and aesthetically. So if I'm being served at the bar, or if I'm sitting down to have a drink and I just want to sit down and relax and just sit there and have that whole ambiance for myself and my friends, clear ice all the way. But if you're going to do it at home, you can either make it and you're going to fiddle around with it and cut it. It's really, really easy. I'll do a video on it. But if all you have is just some stuff in the freezer, just use what you got.
Yeah.
Right now, if you're getting a funky taste off of it,
well, go ahead.
It's a couple of things. Could be your water, and that's important because what's in your water happens. So if you're somebody place that has like a little bit more sulfur in the water, if it's been in the freezer for a long period of time, you need to cycle through it as if you were cycling through fresh ingredients in your fridge. Always bring the older stuff to the front, use that first, put the newer stuff in the back. And really, just don't store like nasty fish beside your good rice.
Yeah, but not only that, I mean, people don't realize is your tray too. If you have like soap residue or something like that, there's most of that stuff is porous, and the trays are porous, and it stays inside of your tray, and you can totally pick that up. But I usually, I don't look unless I'm presenting something for photography purposes. I don't bother with clear ice. There's really no fucking. I get no benefit out of it in terms of the whole dilution situation. I drink my cocktails way too fast.
Yeah, if you drink it pretty fast, it's not going to hurt.
The rate of dilution in my cocktails. So I get it for guys that do Instagram, or if you're someone like Kevin Koss who has like this incredibly beautiful presentation, or if it's just something you prefer, great. But in general, there's no real benefit.
Yeah, I mean, I try to save my. Like I said, I don't make. I only have a lot of freezer space, so I make one batch will make me like 6 to 8 cubes. So I try to keep them for my YouTube videos. If I'm making myself an old fashioned at home, I don't care, and I'm just using the large blocks that I get from my mold, which are all like white and cloudy. But who cares?
Yeah,
and I had bought.
They have those like clear ice. Makers.
Yeah, I had bought. I don't know if you remember before I was doing the freezer method. Way back in like 2020, I had bought a mold to make 4 ice balls, like clear ice balls. But the thing is huge. It's this big, and it makes 4 balls, and
they're huge.
And it takes up like half the freezer. So I just stopped using.
But they're made so that you don't have to do the whole chiseling thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the idea is there's a reservoir below, and then there's 4 ball molds above.
Yeah,
I have one. I don't bother with the shit. It's just.
I broke.
I'm like I don't do like I don't like that's not part of my whole like YouTube aesthetic. Like I don't really. Like I'm not about the fancy looking cocktail. I want just a good cocktail. So
yeah. All right. Are we doing the? I see the Fernet and the Campari is out.
Yep.
What are we doing? I have to go get that. What are we?
This is a Fernet and cocktail. Fernet and Campari.
Ferrari is it?
Yes, the last shot of the day.
And what is it? Is it literally an ounce of each, or
half and half? Just half and half.
50-50.
But like a full ounce of each, or are we doing 1 ounce?
Whatever.
Your average shot is 2 ounces. So yeah.
Yeah. This is a 1.5 ounce glass. So
all right, I'll be right back. I gotta get my Camparis upstairs.
Okay.
So if anybody watching the stream, if you have Fernet and Campari and you want to take a shot with us, make it.
Yep.
Or whatever you have at home, make a shot with us. Come on, guys.
Yep. This bottle of Fernet, I bought this quite literally a decade ago. And you can see how quickly I've moved through it. It's just not something that I reach for all that often.
I'm doing construction in my home right now, and all my bottles are all over the floor. Everything's fucked up, and my bottles are so dusty right now.
Yeah,
so I gotta clean them. I've got to clean them all off. Probably get a shot with a garnish of asbestos.
Yeah, the Dream Thief. He says he bought Fernet today. Love it.
Who's this? The Dream Thief. All right.
Yes. And shout out to
Dream Thief. If you have some Campari, make a shot with us, brother.
Got a nice little sherry glass here. I'll use that.
Anne says she's running to grab hers too.
Oh, we got some.
I think we got people who are joining us.
All right.
Who's joining us?
Everybody.
Anne says she's
There's
grabbing
a couple
her.
of people that are going to join us, so let's wait for them to join.
I'm just making it.
I think Tim would join, but he had his teeth pulled, so I don't know if he's allowed to drink.
Actually,
you can suck it through a straw.
No. Tim, you can disinfect all of your gums.
I love the smell of Fernet. Oh,
Fernet is amazing. It really is.
50-50. So whoever is doing this, it's just half Campari, half Fernet.
I'm all done.
It's actually a nice off-red color.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color, actually. Yeah.
Would you say that to go get buy new cars? It's off red.
I'm just gonna.
It's got like an auburn type of look.
I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
I'm too OCD to eyeball.
Here we are, the Ferrari. I think I did about an ounce of each. It's probably like a 2. This is a 2-ounce pour.
Hold on.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. When you guys are.
Happy Halloween,
Well
everyone.
done,
This'll be good.
Well done with my Club Survivor.
What's that? Okay, yeah.
All right.
Cilantro.
Ooh.
Drinking
Cheers,
buddies.
folks. Happy Halloween to all
Happy
of
Halloween.
you. Have a fun, safe, happy
That
Halloween.
was good. Ooh.
Oh,
The Fernet actually comes kicking through at the end.
they know what that. This is the wrong holiday. That's Christmassy.
Totally, right?
That's totally Christmassy.
Hey, a Ferrari goes fast. You know what?
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
That was the first thing that came to mind. It's this is Christmassy.
Wow.
Did any of you guys taste Campari? All I got was the Fernet.
All I got
I
was Fernet.
taste the Campari.
I got the Campari on the back end, so the bitterness from the Campari is what I got, but the flavor is all Fernet.
God help us, I did it. Good job, guys. Yes.
Oh, AG
Halloween,
did
everybody.
it. AG did it. Yeah.
Who agrees? Anne seems blown away by it, but who agreed that this was a very Christmassy drink, wasn't it?
It was.
I agree.
Christmassy shot.
I agree. Here
Happy
comes Santa
Halloween.
Claus.
Yeah.
Here comes Santa Claus.
Here it comes.
Hey. October's not even done yet. We cannot start to celebrate and pre-sell yet.
I have already
bad
started.
enough.
My
going into
tree
a
comes
store
up in
and
like a
seeing
week.
Both things at once.
Well, Christmas doesn't start until Mariah Carey starts playing in malls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
she's-
4 weeks.
She's
We gotta-
thawing right now as we speak.
She's already tuning.
Well, that was a good way to send it off, right?
No, absolutely.
Yeah, that was actually quite nice.
I look forward to joining everybody for the next Drinking Buddies episode.
We'll be back, folks. We'll be back.
You're gonna meet, right?
We are not doing a brain hemorrhage.
Oh,
although it would have been more appropriate for
Right?
Halloween.
And I'll be back too, not Andrew or Livio, right?
We can we can have more guests. This thing fits like 10 people.
I'd like to
Well,
thank
once I
every
get
one of
my
our viewers for turning in.
my apartment all fixed up and whatnot, Joel will be coming over, and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna do
Yeah,
an
you guys are pretty close by.
in-person collaboration. So really looking forward to that. Hopefully sometime late November, early December.
Yep.
So
Awesome.
keep your eyes out for that, because Joel is a fellow New Yorker,
Yep.
and so that'll be fun.
All right,
Well, you know what? I want to say thank you to all of our viewers for coming in. Thank you to Joel
Yes.
for putting
thanks,
up
Joel.
with
This
us
was a lot of
and
fun.
joining us.
Hope you had fun.
Thank you
I
for
know.
Rob and Vino for being the drinking buddies that you are.
It's what
Yep.
we do. We drink.
We've got some more
We
guests.
buddies.
We've got Jessica from Savage Kitchen lined up, so she'll be joining us soon. As you guys heard live, Drinking Buddies, Livio will be joining us eventually,
Yeah.
and we've got a couple other people lined up, so it'll be fun.
And Joel might be back too.
Yes.
maybe.
No, I'm never doing
And,
this.
and Tim, we're putting the offer out to you too, my friend.
Yeah, Tim.
Hell
Tim.
yeah, I want him on Drinking Buddies.
We would love to have you
What's-
on Drinking Buddies.
It's going to
my
be a
man.
prune and vodka themed episode. So
Well, anyway, folks, listen, happy Halloween. We love you all. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us. Cheers. And remember, when life gives you lemons,
Make
make
a
yourself a
cocktail.
cocktail.
makes up
Cheers,
cocktail.
folks.
Have a
Cheers.
good one.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I had a blast.
Absolutely.
You're
brother.
welcome. Thank you for